Hey guys, welcome to the GCN Push Our Buttons content podcast. I said content.
You said
we only produce content. The most we produce
content of GCN Push Our Buttons. We make content and we throw it out at you and you take it in. Content. This is where you laugh at the content. Laugh now. This is when you press the like button and press the bell for notifications. Obligatory emotional moment. If you fail any of these tasks, you will be eradicated.
Why did it become perfect cell? If you fail, go hard to press the like button.
If you fail, go hard. You will not. I will L plus ratio.
I will cancel Steve on Twitter.
The poor boy ain't even here to defend himself.
Well, I guess we got an intro.
Anyway, today we have everybody say your name.
Who, me?
Yeah, say your name. What the fuck? We've done this.
Hi, I'm Bottles. I'm new to content.
I don't like to go first because this technically isn't my channel. But hi, it's me, Lucas. I'm from Palworld. I wasn't here last time because I was sick, but I'm back. But by unpopular demand, I'm here.
Unpopular? You mean popular demand after that edit?
Aw,
oh my
shucks.
god.
I'm a psychopath.
Hello, everybody. This is Brandon, also known as Capri.
Hi, I'm Pete, also known as Days for Days. Commission's open now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, rep the commissions, bro! Peter needs money! He's got commissions! 2 slots left!
Yeah. I by the way, can I just say, and I cannot elaborate further, I have one video planned that is a drawing video that I'm gonna put together. I recorded myself doing my most recent commission for our buddy Jahan. And I'm gonna make a video out of it. But on the other side of that, I'm gonna do like a Twitter video for marketing. I'm gonna use all my knowledge of being addicted to stuff on like weird content on TikTok and stuff, and I'm just gonna, and I cannot elaborate on that further. I'm just gonna make a thing that I thought of in my head, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter.
I thought you were legitimately gonna be like, I'm gonna use my experience of being a dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell people to fuck off and get my commissions.
I'm gonna make beef with a 7-year-old on Twitter because I got the planets wrong. I'll
open it. I'm literally like 2 days away from opening a TikTok account and just doing like TikTok dances with saying commissions open on my fucking.
Dude, you want to know what I got reminded of the other day? So I remember we made a TikTok, like a gag TikTok account for you, and
yes, yeah,
it was something along the lines of you like wearing sunglasses. You go like, damn girl, you stinky.
It was literally just me doing a middle part of my hair to look like a fuckboy. And I think so the point was that I was a fuckboy, and I said to the camera, "Damn girl, you shit with that ass."
Yeah.
I went nowhere with that character. I found that one funny, but I went nowhere with that character, and I ignored it ever since. So I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that to my actual account.
Can I offer creative input? Change it to your actual account. Go like a year plus into it, then bring that character back. For the real ones will know.
Hell yeah, the OGs.
I don't even know what other joke I could make with that character.
I think
that was such an
you just have to make pickup lines that are just actually insulting. Like just be like, "Damn, you sexy for a fat chick."
I'll just make
it's like, why you gotta be mean about it?
I'll just quote my favorite YouTuber, Chicka Conroy. Wow, big.
Oh my god! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. I didn't think you touched something like that.
Oh my goodness,
dude! I'm not even like upset. It's so funny to read. Wow, big and stinky. What the hell is that?
Oh jeez.
So I guess we're just gonna start with, what has everyone been playing recently?
Fucking nothing, man.
Your Mom Simulator.
I mean, like,
good one, Peter. Can we get like a hip hop beat and like a deal with it?
Okay. I did not mean that to come off like exhausted. Actually, that was unintentional.
I felt that energy so hard.
But yeah, for what I've been playing, I wasn't joking. I really haven't been playing much. Besides like stream stuff, I've been playing Help Wanted 2, which I really like. I'm also a FNAF goober, so obviously I like everything and never criticized it. No, I think it's legit a really good game. I am so fucking close to finishing Hollow Knight, and I actually am going to say that the last stream I had was arguably one of the worst streams I've ever had, because I made actually zero progress within 5 hours. And by the end of it, I was just actually like, I finished the stream sad, and I was just like, I really wish I didn't stream this now.
Bro,
so that
I'll
get to that eventually. What? I'm sorry.
I'm not kidding. Now you know how exactly the feeling I had when I was playing Cave Story.
I thought so. Yeah,
that's exactly what it feels like.
Because it's like to me, it's a disconnect, because it's like people have cleared this game. Because I know there's people like, oh, I did it with no charms. I was able to do it. I'm struggling to even get to the second phase, and I'm like, I feel like a dork. But yeah, I'm gonna finish it. There's gonna be another stream eventually, and off screen I've been playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land a little bit, because I'm finally getting to that. It's pretty good. It's Kirby. Not really much else to say. And I am playing again because they just dropped, that's right, everybody, the sex update! I've been playing Cult of the Lamb again. But
Oh, wait, did they?
yeah, it's out. It's out.
Yeah, they dropped it.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck!
I literally just made my entire cult dance around naked the other day. It was fucking awesome.
Damn, man, I gotta get on Cult of the Lamb
I love that
now.
game. I really do legitimately love the game.
I enjoyed it.
That's all I've been playing, truthfully.
I got to a point in Cult of the Lamb where I kind of did everything I could at the time, and then I dropped it. But now that the sex update's out,
There's that update, and there was an update prior to that before too. So
damn.
there's a ton of shit now. Yeah, there's a lot more to do now. So you're gonna go back and you're gonna be like blasted with overload.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Oh man,
weapons have like secondary things now too. So it's like it has like a light and heavy, and like it's awesome.
There's so much shit. Anyway, I've been playing some I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on PC again. I've been doing 100%ing it, starting with critical mode run and all that jazz. So I finished the critical mode run, and I'm doing the extra shit, and Rummy the Rat can suck my cock. I hate cooking.
Dude, let him cook.
I hate the cooking. I literally had to type into Notepad a list of ingredients to shop for in the game.
You made a fucking shopping list.
I had to go find these stupid fucking McDonald's, like, it's not to find some ingredients. And I go, yeah,
oh my god,
I'm here.
God, he's turning into fucking Donnie.
And I fucking, oh my god, I had a fucking aneurysm. So I've been doing that. I've been 100% Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm almost done 100%ing it. And then once I finish kind of doing that, I get to go to the DLC again, which would be really fun, because I totally think I can do the data fights again without any problems. That actually is really important that I'm doing all that, because it's going to help me when we come back to streaming KH3 to, like, kind of be able to guide you more efficiently, because I haven't played it in a while.
Fair enough.
While we've been streaming it, so I'm kind of refreshing myself. And then I've also been playing Fortnite, a lot of Fortnite.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Not for any reason other than Peter Griffin's in the game.
Yo, I still need to get him. I'm behind.
Snake comes out in a few days. Can you believe it, guys? Only 3 days.
Just
Snake
in Fortnite.
Days.
By the time this podcast comes out, he's already out.
He's already there, and he has no ass.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Which is funny, because like Fortnite skins are notorious for having ass. But
well, they kind of toned that down since all that. They kind of have taken ass away from certain models.
Well, luckily,
I don't want to play you anymore.
I'm happy to report Raven Team Leader is still fucking caked the shit
still
up.
Cheeked up.
So that's good, and that's all I care about.
So, other than that, I've also been playing Palworld, as we were talking about earlier, which I guess I'll talk about a little bit later on the podcast. We'll get through other stuff, but I'll talk a bit about Palworld as well. So yeah, that's kind of all I've been playing, is just those 3 things recently. I guess Lethal Company as well, but that's kind of been the thing.
Guess I'll go now. So one game that I actually started playing again is For Honor.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I randomly decided one day, I'm like, you know what, let me go ahead and play For Honor. And I'm still horrible at it.
I didn't realize that game was still live, to be honest with you.
It actually has a very active fan base still.
Oh, cool.
I'm surprised.
Cool. That's good.
I'm just like, okay, where have you people been? It's like, we've been playing this game the whole entire time. I mean...
And they're really
That's
good
great.
at it now.
I mean, there are some people that are really good at it. There are still new players coming in, so that's a plus. So
I've been there, though.
You know,
I've been there.
For Honor's been pretty fun, I will admit. Another game that I've been playing that I'm surprised that I went back to is an old MMO that I used to play. Freaking called Grand Chase.
Oh, cool.
And God, how old is that game?
I actually thought you were going to bring up, because apparently, like, the old MMO City of Heroes is, like, a thing again.
Yes,
like,
it is!
Like, the creator
And-
literally officially let the fans, like, have the game back. Like, let them make their own servers again. And I'm like, that's really cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's something that I gotta admit that people have got to start doing again. And then also, I've been playing Palworld. As Pete said, we have our thoughts, and we'll say that later. And then finally, of course, me being the gremlin that I am, League of Legends.
How's that been
Of course.
A new season started, so I had to
going?
try
Yeah,
it
I got
out.
it.
New items and stuff like that. They're coming out with a new dragon champion, so that's gonna be fun. Well, yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Am I next?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I've been playing, well, I guess I can say it because I revealed what the next retrospective is going to be. So I've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
I have, at this point in time, I have finished completing Crash 1, Crash 2, Crash 3, Crash Team Racing, Crash Bash, and Wrath of Cortex, and I'm currently getting through Crash the Huge Adventure.
Nice.
And boy howdy am I like I'm having like such a weird time with Crash, because every time I go back to complete a Crash game, especially like the original trilogy, I always like forget that Crash is not an easy game. Like I'm like, oh, like especially I'm like, oh, Crash 2 easy mode. And then I play through it, I'm like, since when was Crash 2 so hard? And I'm like, it always has been. You just keep forgetting.
I mean, yeah, back then games were extremely
Oh my god,
difficult.
dude, Crash 1. 100
don't remind me of those
100% in
days.
Crash 1 is so fucking hard. Because unlike every other Crash game in the franchise, to get the gem, not only do you have to break every box, you also have to get through the stage without dying.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the game, it gets brutal. Especially there's one stage in particular, Fumbling in the Dark, I believe it's called, where it's one of those stages where you need Aku to like light the way for you to even fucking see. I'm not kidding, dude. Like, I make the joke in the video. The video's coming out, like, I think at the time that this comes out, like, literally next week. But, like, I make the joke in the video, I'm like, all you motherfuckers talking about Slippery Climb, being, like, one of the hardest fucking levels in the game. I fucking got the gem in Slippery Climb in 10 minutes.
Oh, fuck.
I got the gem in Fumbling in the Dark like in 2 days.
Oh my god.
And like 3 hour attempts each. Like it took me a long time to get it. And I'm like it was so frustrating, and it hurt my another thing is that early Crash games have no analog support whatsoever. So it's just D-pad.
No.
So the blister on my fucking thumb right now is I hate it.
That's one thing I am glad about as time went by, is that we went with we realized that
dude,
analog is better than
because
D-pad.
Crash the Huge Adventure, it's the same way because I'm playing on my Retron, so I'm using a Super Nintendo controller to play it. So I'm just dealing with D-pad, and it's painful sometimes when I'm like trying to like do a relic run, and I'm trying to like optimize my fucking movement so I could just get the relic done without getting the running shoes, so that I could just get through the game as quick as possible. By the end of each level, like my thumb is just fucking red.
It also it only just occurred to me now that you're probably not playing the remake either. You're playing like the original PS1.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm planning on covering the remake in a separate video later.
I figured that was the case then.
So yeah, with Crash 1, 2, and 3, I'm playing the original PS1 games.
Yeah, that's
and
rough.
then ugh god, it like fuck. Also, I guess a little bit more of a spoiler alert. Hey, don't play Crash Bash.
You got it.
Listen,
I'll take your word for it.
listen, I was actually talking to Steve about this because, you know, he's the other like resident Crash Bandicoot fan like in the group. But like, listen, you know how much shit I can take when it comes to like playing a game, right? Like I've completed a lot of games that are just like really like some of them are just really bad and like horrible and like not fun. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories for fun. Like fucking, you know, I could take a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's psycho behavior right there.
Not only could I not complete Crash Bash because it was just so unbelievably bullshit, I couldn't even finish it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like it's that bad. Like because like most like so the structure of the game, for those who don't know, is that like you have like a collection of mini games through each warp room, and you have to get the trophies for all of those before you could fight the boss at the end of the warp room. To get a trophy, you have to win in the minigame 3 times before any of your other opponents can win 3 times. If any of your other opponents win 3 times, you have to start over from scratch. A lot of the minigames that you play in Crash Bash are pretty fucking short, so it's like not that bad. So like there's like a pogo stick one where you have to like paint as many squares to get as many points as possible. There's like a tank game. There's like a fucking there's literally just like a battle royale, like arena fighter like game. Like it's like they're pretty damn short. And then you get to literally like the first minigame in every warp room, which is essentially it's just 4-way Pong.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, I remember that game.
It takes so fucking long just to win once. So winning 3 times takes a fucking eternity, especially if you end up winning twice and then all of your other opponents win twice because of whatever, and then you don't win. It is the worst. And by the 3rd or 4th warp room, it just gets downright like unfair.
Yeah, computer bullshit.
And I literally like I was watching a video because I was like, maybe there's some trick to this. So I was like looking up like speed runs to see if there was like some sort of like speed run technique to like doing it, right? And then, well, here's it. Not only is there nothing,
luck based.
It's not only is it luck based, it's not even that. In the video that I was watching, it talked about how the mechanics of Crash Bash works. Not only do the opponents get harder as you go, like, you know, a fucking video game, but the game will give the computer characters buffs that the game does not tell you about.
Oh, that's great.
So the game is literally programmed against you. In fact, the speedrun technique for fighting the final boss of the game, which is nitrous oxide, in, again, another fucking air hockey stage, that not only do you have to beat him, and he has, like, pinpoint accuracy as to where the balls are going, but there are also other like, red balls, that if they fall in your fucking court, you lose immediately. But if they fall on his, he's fine. Like, he just loses a point.
Sounds fair to me.
Not only is there that, literally the speedrun strat for that is to lose anywhere from 3 to 6 times, because every time you lose, the boss gets easier.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, that is so fucking asinine, and why would you design a fucking game this way? So I got to the 4th warp room, lost a million times in the air hockey, said fuck this, I'm not playing this fucking game anymore. I didn't even get to the final boss, and then I just moved on to Wrath of Cortex, and I'm like, I cannot believe I can say I am fucking happy to be playing Wrath of Cortex. And then I got to like warp room 3 of Wrath of Cortex, and I'm like, oh yeah, this game kind of blows too. But yeah, I've just been playing a lot of Crash for the retrospective.
Word up.
So we got some things to talk about, some little guys, some little things.
Some good, some bad, some horribly wrong.
Yeah. So, first things first. This isn't just a theory. This is fact. MATPAT is retiring.
Yeah.
How many videos have said that? MATPAT's retiring, and that's not just a theory.
Hopefully we're the first one, so we can coin the term multiple weeks late.
I guess I'll just say what I have to say. MATPAT was a part of a generation of YouTubers that a lot of people loved. I didn't care for him because I just did not care for the content, but I can see why so many people loved his content.
Yeah, totally.
So like, all of you that are like mourning him and everything like that, like he's going to be leaving, creating YouTube videos because you love this stuff, I understand you. And the guy, honestly, I don't know how he is as a person. Apparently he's like a really good guy, and so I can't really say anything bad about him. Although I will say, the people who are trying to cancel him on Twitter, y'all are pathetic. The second that it came out that he was retiring from YouTube, people started to try and pull up shit for him.
Of course.
Like, interesting.
Because no one can just let someone like leave on a high note.
Interesting.
In all honesty, I think he was like one of the few YouTubers that didn't have major controversies.
The biggest controversy that he had is that he's just kind of cringe. You know?
I wish that could be me.
That's really it. And it's just like, when you look at everything else, it's like, nah, he didn't do that. He didn't diddle a
He gave the Pope Undertale.
Yeah, the bro gave the Pope Undertale. I think that was like the most, like, in the loosest sense, the most cancelable thing he did. You know?
Yeah, but in all honesty, like, good for him. He's been doing this for a long time. Again, I don't really care for his theories. But that's also because he likes doing them because he overthinks. But so I can understand that. So good for him. Hope he does well in his life, and I hope he finally just gets to enjoy himself instead of just always thinking about work. Because that's the main reason why he's leaving.
Everyone who's been doing YouTube for, you know, as long as these people have, like, you know, in a successful manner, in a way of like they've been hitting it, they've been getting those videos out, they've been getting those views, they've been doing the grind. Anyone who's been at that for as long as they have is all trying to work towards leaving. So it's like we're finally seeing like a true goal. Like the first one we really saw was PewDiePie, who literally got to leave, and then he's still on YouTube doing videos, but it's random videos that he just wants to do, as opposed to following trends. Like he's like, hey, today in Japan, I bought this cool little guy. I bought this cute little fucking dude that I can put on my keys. Wow.
I honestly think, again, that's another one that I'm just
that's
like,
what I mean. Is that like
good for
that's
him.
my point. Is that like they all get to just like that's my point. Is that's the goal. That's the dream. You know, when you start making money on YouTube, the dream is do this a bunch, and then you get to retire early. Essentially,
you get to retire at like 30 fucking something. You know.
Yeah, it's like that's literally the dream. So like, who cares? Like who like good for him.
I have to say though, I think it's really fucking funny that like so many YouTubers now are like coming out with videos being like, I'm not fucking quitting.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like Jacksepticeye is like one of the people that has his hat in the ring of like, oh my god, is he gonna quit?
And I know people were asking about like Ross too.
Well, Ross
I
also.
mean, Ross just recently made a video that said, "I'm not."
I saw
Ross
that.
put out a video where he was saying he couldn't go to the Canada Scribble Showdown shows,
Yeah.
but because of the nature of the title and the sudden upload of the video, it was like he knew how it looked, and he was like, "Guys, I'm not. Relax. Just."
Yeah, I feel bad that he's not going to be able to go, and the people who are in Canada that want to see him, I'm sorry that you don't get to, but you get Alpharad.
It's true.
Apparently.
You were gonna say something, Luke?
Alrighty, everybody. As
Oh, and also, no, I'm kidding.
I said it before, but in these parts, I'm the resident FNAF goober. And that is very associated with MATPAT's brand. And I will be real straight with everyone here. I really didn't watch MATPAT. Not as a negative thing. It's just it really just isn't something I am big into watching. Even like when he started, I just like it was like this is just not something I'm gonna watch. It's not even out of any one way or the other. But when I saw that video that he said he was retiring, honestly, I just had a feeling of like, you know what? Yeah, you've earned this. You've earned this at this point. Even if I didn't watch your stuff,
Yeah, that's
you really earned your keep on the platform, and have done. I think he's done a good amount for the platform too.
Insanely.
And
Yeah,
like
for
to
sure,
me,
for sure.
I think that's such a high note. He's at such a high note right now. Like he was in the FNAF movie. Like this franchise has been so ingrained into his channel and his media. He was in the movie for it. I think he's retired on such a high note, and he's earned it. And I'm also just a person who just highly encourages these bigger YouTubers who now have like a family and stuff and can retire like that. I highly encourage that. Yeah,
Spend
I
time
highly
with your family,
encourage that,
people.
because there's so much life we have, and you gotta live it the best you can.
I was watching because I watch a considerable amount of like MatPat. Like funny enough, not really game theory much anymore unless it's like a FNAF related thing, but like I watch more of like food theory and style theory just because like it's just interesting, cool like history stuff. But I also watch a couple of his like GT Live things as well. Usually like the pre-recorded videos, and he recently put one out where he was like, I finally can like tick something off of like my career goals list right before I go out, because apparently not only did Watch Mojo include him on top 20 YouTubers that quit, he was number 6 by the way.
Okay.
But they also literally made a video called Top 10 Game Theories.
Oh.
And like it wasn't just because, you know, they reacted to the whole thing. It wasn't just like theories that like everybody knows. Like they did some like deep cuts, and it wasn't just game theory either. Like they took from food theory, they took from style theory, they took from film theory. They really paid a good tribute to MatPat, and it was actually really cool to see.
Yeah.
That's actually good, and honestly, I can understand why he was saying that he's happy about that, because, like, first of all, that means, like, the people actually, like, you know, watched his shit, and I thought it was good enough to actually put, like, a list and make, you know, a good video about it.
And also, yes, to answer the question, Sans' Nest was on the list.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
I know.
But what's so funny is that at one point in the video they go like, it's like he pointed out that Sans and Ness have some weird similarities, and not just because their names are anagrams of each other. And then MatPat goes, I got some bad news for you. Like they're not.
Another thing, did you guys see, like, in regards to this, I don't remember exactly what it said, but like Markiplier's recent Help Wanted 2 video, there was in the background there was a message that had to be decoded, and it was just a little letter from Mark to Matt being happy about his retirement.
The community note, the verbal community note is that people translated it said Mark with a C. That's actually Marcus, his editor, that left that message there, not Mark personally.
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Still though.
Right, no, it doesn't take away the sincerity of the message.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, oh my god, Mark, like Markiplier himself.
Yeah, but it's like, no, not that Mark.
It was the editor that put it in when he was editing, which is still a very nice message. you know, especially from an editor who's probably been heavily inspired. It's just like people have to we have to stipulate
the notion
that a
is
bit.
still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, like, can I say that, like, the way that editor did that is literally, like, the most MATPAT way to, like, thank him.
Yeah, that's what I thought
for
too.
sure.
Like, it's just cool. It's just really cool. But it's good. I got, like, when MATPAT put out his video, I was like, I got, like, this feeling of, like, you're not, like, my favorite YouTuber, right? Like, not even close. But, like, it's gonna be weird to have game theory without MATPAT.
Yeah,
like it's
because it was like his whole identity, and it's
and like I've been watching MATPAT since he was on fucking Screw Attack, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching him way before game theory was about like lore theories, when it was more about like applying science to video games. And then as I say that, I think I recount that the first ever game theory episode I watched was the infamous boob episode.
Oh my god.
Where MATPAT determined which video game girls had fake boobs.
Classic.
But you know, clickbait thumbnail. What do you fucking expect? But then, you know, I went on to watch like the Sonic is slow video, and like a little bit down the line, like Mario's mental.
The Mario mental one, I had a friend in high school who like would not shut up about that one whenever Mario got brought up, and I was like, dude,
it's just a theory.
Enough. I didn't even see that. I was like, enough. I'm tired. I'm trying to eat my lunch.
I just want to eat my PB&J. It's good. It's sad to see MATPAT go, but it's good to see MATPAT go.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's something that needed to happen, and good on him.
Can't do YouTube forever.
Yeah.
Nah.
That being said, I'm going to be doing YouTube until I die, which might be tomorrow.
Oh my god, shut up.
All right, I guess we can move on, unless you guys have anything else to say about MATPAT.
No, I think that's good. That's fine.
His name was MATPAT.
I mean, listen, there's really not much else to say. I'm really happy for the guy. Good for him. He gets to live his life. And he's leaving the channel to the other theorists, so that's good. He's not like the show's not disappearing. You know, they're gonna still upload. So I think that they're gonna have opportunities to grow a fandom of their own, and I think that's cool. All there is to say.
All right, so now let's move on to some bullshit.
All right,
Yeah.
it's that time.
Yeah, the whole SAG-AFTRA.
Oh, we're
AI.
here. Oh shit, we're here already. Oh fuck.
Yeah, we're at SAG-AFTRA
that's
already.
Great. That's wonderful.
I do have a thing to say about that is I feel is very important to point out, because I read into the exact things that are in that statement from SAG-AFTRA. I'll say it right now before we get in. So I know let's get my end out of the way. AI sucks. I'm an artist. I want to be an actor. Of course, I'm on the side of AI sucks. You will never see me yes, you'll see me play something that, oh guys, there's AI in it. Oh, and I go, oh, I didn't know. And I go, well, I haven't spent money on it, so whatever, you know, again, and I'll brush that off per se. But you won't see me I won't be sitting there going you know what? Well, they can use it. I'm not you'll never see me giving them a pat on the shoulder for AI usage in that scenario. But you'll also never see me flat out condone AI usage. I will never be good for AI usage in any fucking way. I literally got so heated about it for my mom when she brought up a friend of hers that started using AI art generation, and I went, no, he's not an artist. And she was like, well, you know. And I had this whole thing, and she told me that I just mentally matured to 30 in front of her because she's never seen me get that heated about anything. I go, well, mother, that's my career, and I'm sorry I didn't talk to you about that specific side of my career. It never really comes up in this household. And I go, because mom, you do fucking jewelry, which is not really something people can AI all that well, unless they want to 3D print it, which really isn't that great. It's weird. Anyway, sorry, tangent. What I was gonna say is, when you actually look at the statement, one of the things that is pointed out is they they set up a precedent in the process of the deal that allows for any actor to say no to the use of AI of them. It literally gives them the power of no, like actively. Like if they see or hear anything AI related, they can say no, and they will not be penalized for it. And to anyone out there that reads that and goes, hey, well, they'll just go to the person that will let them use AI, and it goes, well, they don't want that. They want Matthew McConaughey. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want Michael B. Michaels. They want Michael McConaughey. Michael McConaughey.
If you were about to say Michael B. Jordan, I was about to say,
I was just trying to say a random fucking name. Anyway, my point is like, they, like, it does at least say that, you know, you can say no, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, it's the concept of them going kind of around and making this weird VA, like, AI is okay thing is really fucky, but there is at least an asterisk in that regard in there. It's not, doesn't make it better that they did, you know what I mean? Doesn't make it like okay. It's just not a total wash. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people online just got immediately angry, rightfully so, and started calling it out. Like, they just gave away all these people's VAs. It's like, no, they didn't. They did not do that. If anything, they at very least gave you more weight to say no with.
Yeah.
Which is more than we had before.
That's true.
But I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not defending it.
No, I don't think. Yeah,
It kind of reminds me of what happened with Ubisoft.
Oh my
recently.
god, I want to get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, and I'll talk about what I read about it too. So like, it's just like, it's the same type of thing. Like, people honestly need to stop like having these knee-jerk reactions to like just the buzzwords,
right?
And start
like,
doing
it's still bad that there was any agreement behind their back.
That's the main problem for me. So it's for those who are uninformed that are listening to the podcast. Essentially, SAG-AFTRA, which is the union that most actors and voice actors are a part of, the union went ahead and made a deal with, I forget what the company's name is, but it's like AI companies, to essentially be able to have talks about using AI to replicate the voices or the likenesses of said actors and voice actors. And the problem with that is that they didn't consult said actors and voice actors before coming to a decision about this deal. And that's what really makes it shitty.
Yeah.
Because that's you should consult the people that it is literally going to affect. Whether the outcome is that you're giving them the choice to say no without repercussion,
right?
That again, it is fucked up that they just were not involved in the talks at all. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, every voice actor and every actor that is a part of SAG-AFTRA that was online came out and said, I didn't talk to fucking anybody. And that's really fucking shitty.
Yeah, it is really shitty. And it doesn't set a good precedent for future scenarios where that might happen again, because it's not always going to have a slightly decent asterisk to it. And I say slightly decent because there's other stuff in there that is not great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It still has to do with AI and AI itself. Listen, I've said it on Twitter before, but I'll say it on here. AI itself, I am not of the mindset that new technology should burn. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you guys just can't get with the times, and that's like their argument. Like, no, I'm really not one of those guys. I think inevitably AI technology was going to come into play. Inevitably. We're humans. We live to find new ways to be lazy. It is literally all we do. Wally is literally 95% correct. Like, that's just human nature. Everything about the Industrial Revolution is just, how can we make this automated? How can we make this easier? That's it, right? So I'm sitting here knowing damn well we were always going to get AI. So therefore, I'm not going to sit here and say AI itself should just burn and cease existing. Like, no, there just has to be regulations. There has to be ways to use it that are not inherently thievery. We have to go down the path and find that way. It's going to take time, but we have to do it, because otherwise it's just stealing. It's just wrong. Like, it shouldn't be used in any money-making way until those regulations are in place.
Well, it's also the kind of thing where it's like, I don't know, like, to sound like, I don't usually get super judgmental about things, but like in this case I am, because I really just have to it boils down to it's just a lack of basic human decency.
Yeah.
Because the problem, because the way that I like to put it is, how hard is it to hire a human?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it is, for one thing, the AI is stealing from artists. It is stealing the voices and likenesses of said fucking like people. But on another level, it's also replacing them when you could just hire a fucking voice actor, or you could just hire an artist, or you could just hire an actor. Because hiring people to do a job, I'm sorry, is a part of basic human decency, when the alternative is artificially making it out of stolen assets.
Yeah, in a cave with a box of scraps. But like, yeah, no, you're 100% correct. Like, there's that, like, it comes down to a simple, question of moral and usage of the device. Like, there's so many problems that come with like the use of cars as a technology. You know what I mean? Like, problems with the environment, what have you. Like, morality comes into play when it comes to how much do we use this? How much do we like research and learn about our use of them and what it does to everything? It's like the same thing with AI applies. Like anything AI. Like, it's like, how do we use this in a way that morally does not become inhumane or indecent to the nature of like life on this planet? Like work and money and finances and paying bills and like all of that is now integral to surviving in specifically this country, but the world as a whole has a lot of, industries in general that play off just make money, survive, pay it, survive, all that. And if you're not going to hire somebody and you're going to just get technology to do it for you, first of all, you're not going to end up with a good product because AI just ain't there yet. And even if it does get there, at what point are you spending more time doing that than you are actually making what you want to make?
Well, because
second of all,
before you get into your second of all, because like because AI has such a reputation now that like even if you go and say like, oh, I made this fucking music video out of just AI or whatever, like, or say you don't even announce that you're using AI, but you like hide it, kind of like how what was it? The new Naruto game had AI voices.
Naruto Ninja Connections, yeah.
Yeah, the new Naruto game had AI voices of all of the characters. Once people find out that you used AI instead of an actual fucking actor or voice actor, which, by the way, especially if you're using it to imitate someone's likeness, people are gonna find out pretty fucking quick when the voice actor's like, I didn't go into the studio. Like...
No, yeah, with that whole entire thing, the Connections people literally just said, hey, I never said this line, and especially not
if I can badly. Really quick. This is my news of finding out that happened with Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. I did not know this was a thing. I have the game, and now I kind of regret having it. Continue.
But see, this is exactly the point that I'm getting at, is that once people find out that you used AI to replace people in your product, people aren't going to like it because it has such a shitty reputation now.
Yeah.
To those people who actually use it to, like, make it easier on them to do their, like, artwork and train, like, the bots to AI to use their likeness, use their art style to help them create stuff, that's fine. That's you giving your own stuff to the AI so that way you can actually get more work done. But when you have stuff like taking people's voices, and I don't even think it was in their contracts either, and then just immediately trying to make something that is obviously not going to be as good, and then all of a sudden, you, like with Lucas, you find out, hey, AI was used on this. It was?
I honestly didn't know. Yeah, it's true.
No, exactly. This is exactly the problem. And if you're going to use AI, be honest about it. Be forthright about it. At least.
But also don't expect people to just go along with it then, because like, they're not.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to. It comes down to a matter of choice. If there was regulations in place where people volunteered their artwork or their face or their voice to the AI, They are voluntarily doing it. They are choosing to. They are maybe signing a contract. They are getting paid for handing you that identity. That is a matter of choice. That ends up being morally correct. You are asking them. They are saying, okay, like it is all fair game. It's the same thing with a matter of, hey, this game uses AI, and then if the audience goes, I'm not going to play it, then just accept it. You know what I mean? You have to accept that. You can't be like, oh, you guys aren't, ready for the future. You can't like lash out and act like that's unfair. Like, you have to be forthcoming that you're using AI so that the audience can choose whether they want to give money to a product using that technology. The same way AI itself has to be forthcoming about its purposes and uses and pay people and ask them if they want to be used and then pay them if they say yes. Like it's a product. It is what it is. It would suck. It's not a good move to do that as an artist or an actor. Like I wouldn't recommend doing that. You wouldn't really get much more work unless they set up a royalty thing, which at that point just hire you. Just hire the actor at that point. So it's just like it comes down to a morally point of choice and regulation.
May I add my stance on this really quick now?
Sure.
All right, everybody. This is the plot twist where I'm actually an AI bro in disguise. No. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% real with everyone here. Hi. I also attempt to be apparently an artist. People call me that. I struggle to do that for myself, but I apparently am one.
Hey, you just got fucking shouted out by the creator of Angel Hair. You can't be fucking...
I am very happy about that. That is very true.
That was a really good drawing,
Thank you. But I am on the side that's very, very not for it, to the point almost of the attitude of an entitled boomer, where it's just, I want nothing to do with it. When I see AI art, there's no soul put into it. I feel absolutely nothing seeing anything related to like voice generation. Like, it's what bothers me the most about this whole thing. Obviously we can't stop it because it's just fucking technology. You can't stop the advancement of technology because then we stop the human race. It's just like
right.
We can't do that. But the fact that I see like people on what upsets me about it the most, despite the fact that I see like 5 million fucking accounts that are just like anime waifus but the same bodies but just a specific anime waifu face and they're making money off of it. Besides that, I see like I have Facebook mainly now. I really don't use it anymore. Just put stream links. But it's kind of like my access to like the Joe Schmo world, if it makes sense, because a lot of my friends on Facebook are like people I knew in high school that I don't really talk to anymore.
Bro, I see so many car memes I don't care about.
But I see so many of these people sharing AI slop and being like, look how amazing this is. I'm like, and that's
that cool.
What's upsetting to me is that it's like, look, I'm an amateur at what I do. I'm trying my best. And then it's like people see it's like, oh, this is the future of art. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah,
no, it's like no.
And listen, I fully agree to that sentiment, Lucas. Like I want you to know, like the way that you prefix that with like the type of stance it was, like I think everyone here is kind of.
No, I know we are. I know we are.
Yeah. Like I think like the only like what I said about like it needing regulations is the exact same sentiment of what you said of like it's technology. It's not going to stop. It's like the only way to stop it, quote unquote, is to regulate.
Yeah, and I agree. I
have the discussion.
I was kind of getting there with that. It's like I agree. If someone really wants to give their voice to this, to like SAG to use for AI, if they really want to, I can't stop them. Right. I don't agree with it. I think you're throwing your soul away. But
can I say, on a very big side note, well, not big side note, but like on a big asterisk, if you see someone in like a live stream or if you see someone on Twitter, like laughing about like a fucking AI cover of like Cell singing this or whatever, don't be all righteous and yell at them.
Just ignore it and move on.
They're just laughing at it.
Just go
like
away.
I could laugh at someone getting hurt, and it's not morally correct to laugh at somebody getting hurt, but like don't try to be that guy.
Yeah, I agree
like,
with you.
just
I agree
let
with you.
people enjoy things to a degree. You know, don't let them shove it in your face and act like they're higher and mighty. You know, like don't let it get out of hand. But like if they're just laughing about it,
it's like that's my mentality. Like it's like I can't.
You know,
I'm not gonna go out of my way to stop that. And it's just like it's just, to me, it's a case of just like now where it's just like anytime I see it, like someone sends me something, it's like oh, that's interesting, leave me alone about it, but that's interesting.
Yeah, because like listen, I've been blindsided by an AI cover that got a chuckle out of me.
Yeah, I think we all realistically,
it is
when
what it is.
when it just started too, I think we all universally probably
Yeah.
found shit.
Dude,
like,
I fucking I fucking love the SpongeBob AI cover
song?
of Colleen Ballinger's apology video.
For me, it was the AI presidents like playing like Fortnite together.
That is funny.
Those are the ones that got me.
funny though.
But like,
though.
Now I'm like, I don't watch these.
Oh yes.
I think I've seen AI presidents argue about Cage 2 versus Cage 3, and I think that's pretty funny too.
You want to know what like the perfect example of like people appreciate when it's a person and not just an AI, like way more.
Yeah.
When someone did an AI recreation of Jay Schlatt singing My Way.
I was about to say it.
Yeah. And then Jay Schlatt was like, fuck that, I'm just actually gonna sing it, and it was better.
That's baller.
It was so good.
I didn't know about that. That's cool.
He is surprising. He is shockingly good at singing My Way. I was like, oh man, I can't even tell you how much of it like could have been auto-tuned. You know what I mean? Like it's like even if there was like pitch shifting in that video, like it's too good. Like,
if I could just add my last 2 cents into this, just because there was one like
we should move on.
I did want to mention too, like, look, for me, as I've said over and over again, I don't like the use of it in art. I don't like it. It's not real to me.
Soulless.
It's not. I will never acknowledge it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it takes no
but
skill. Yeah.
the thing is, I won't say there isn't practical use to AI, because that's just wrong. That's just incorrect.
Yeah.
Because like there's like, I know this because I am getting this phone because I needed a new phone. They just announced like the Galaxy S24, and they're like promoting their Galaxy AI stuff with it. But what it is on the phone, it's like a lot of like checking documents. You can like circle something, like you can circle a picture of a cat, and then it will Google search you like what a cat is if you need to know what a cat is. But like, yeah, that's what I don't mind. I don't mind if it's just like assistance.
So basically,
tools.
AI assistance,
You know what I will say,
not like
and
AI.
this is in the confines of at post regulations and discussion, but I think there could be a genuine use of AI image generation for reference work. If you need a specific reference that you just cannot find online, you just cannot get access to.
The thing is,
it's there, but I don't think you should use AI in any way until there is something voluntary or regulated about it.
My thing with that, I will just add, is that I do understand what you're saying, but the problem is like that is an option and that's how it should be. Most are going to just use the shortcut and not even use it as a reference and use it just as like the final.
Just
trace.
and just final or trace it.
It's just
I think that I think and this is the last thing, like literally last thing. We got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, it's really just I could talk about AI shit all day because I'm so pissed about it. But like if and this is more on the art side of things. There has been a good surge of tweets I've seen and a good like movement online to kind of like tell people that it's okay to pull up a reference and kind of trace out a body pose, and kind of like get like that's okay. That's not just flat tracing details, you know what I mean? Like, and I think it's important because I think a lot of artists got so scared during like a long time in the internet where like if you even remotely have a similar pose to something, people were going to call you you traced it, you stole it, and get vitriol, and people got scared to do reference. You know what I mean? That sucks. If you can freehand, that's great, but it gets rough. And I'm just like on just in general, I just wanted to get a statement out there that like, hey, it's okay to use something as reference. And like to the point where like maybe you draw out your rough layer over it to get the pose that you want down, because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it's hard to. And listen, Clip Studio, if you're an artist that uses Clip Studio, has a 3D model section, so you can actually get a posable 3D model and that's what I've been using for some of my work recently. Both commissions that both my first 2 commissions, I used 3D model, and I used it to get a pose in, and I sort of traced out that model, but it wasn't like someone else's model of said character. It was just a blank 3D model. I might as well have taken a picture of a literal figure, like an art figure,
or a mannequin.
But it's like,
Yeah, but that
or a mannequin.
the mannequin thing, that's actually normal. Like you see those like dolls all the time you buy at Michael's.
No,
like,
but that's my point.
I agree
is
with
that
you,
like a lot of people see it as like default tracing or something, and it gets kind of in that gray area of like, well, yeah, you are technically tracing something, but like you're tracing something that you decided how it should look.
Yeah.
To a degree, like you chose that pose. And I just think there's, it might be gray area and stuff, but like as long as you're not flat tracing color, doing the exact same image and quality yours, you're fine.
I agree.
Just get your reference, make the art, you be creative. That's really what it comes down to. I don't know. I just wanted to say that statement about art in general. It's important. I don't really have a platform that I can actively throw that stuff out aggressively. So I just want to say that while the subject of art. Moving on, what's our next topic?
Guys, I'm fucking dying.
Let me see.
Are you okay?
Oh no.
What?
So while you were talking about the AI art, I was looking on Twitter, and I saw under my voice reel that someone replied to it saying, "Hey, can you DM me?"
Okay.
Probably wanting me to do a voice role, right?
No.
What I wanted to say to them was, "Hey, you wanted me to DM you? Sorry for the delay. Twitter didn't tell me about the message. I just happened to see it." And then I realized it autocorrected.
What did it say?
So now the first sentence is, "Hey, you wanted me to do you?"
Whoa! Oh no!
I'm so fucking embarrassed.
It's not even that bad. Put the star.
I did.
No.
I put the star DM, but I'm just like looking at it like, oh no.
It could have been so much worse.
It's so funny.
It's a very funny typo.
Oh my! I'm like DM you, Jesus Christ! Oh no!
That's
to just
really
this
funny.
Total stranger.
What if the kicker twist is that they go, "Hey, can you get some lines to me to use as AI?"
I would fucking cry.
I actually
even
thought
harder.
that's what it was gonna be. I thought that was gonna be a twist.
No, that would have been such an ironic twist of fate to happen to me right
It
now.
would have been perfect. Yeah.
I could not get over me just essentially texting this dude, "Hey, so you wanted me to do you?"
Hey man, I saw you message me on Grindr. Did you?
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, next topic.
Next topic. I don't have the list in front of me, so what's
this is for Brandon.
I have no knowledge on this, so
there's changes to China's gaming laws. Why don't you tell us about it?
Alright, so basically, you'll know how China is with their games. When it comes down to it, people in China spend a lot of money when it comes to gaming. Whether it be like something like League of Legends, Genshin Impact, World of Warcraft, they spend a lot of money. But recently there have been changes to their gaming laws where it's going to hurt specifically the gacha games the most. So basically they made it so that way you can no longer get a first time bonus in China. You can no longer get a first time purchase bonus. You can no longer get a discount for buying so much. You can no longer get bonus whatever for making a purchase. Basically, they're trying to regulate the amount of money that is being spent on gacha games because it's been getting too much.
Oh shit!
And I honestly think that was the best decision that they
I cannot
made.
believe that China put out a law about their games and it's actually kind of based.
I kind of agree because I don't like gacha shit.
No, yeah, I'm a person who plays gacha games, okay? I will say I play gacha games. But I've seen like people say at the most I've spent like $100 on a game. And then I've seen people tell me that they spent $10,000 on a game.
That's fucking insane.
And I'm like, how?
Dude, whenever I play a game that has gacha elements, like I've played, you can say it like that about like Sonic Forces Speed Battle, but like the main one for me is I used to play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Combat a lot, which is 100% a gacha game.
Oh, yeah.
I swore to myself that I would never, ever pay a single penny to play that game, and I still haven't. I refuse, because I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking play the system. I'm gonna get what I want, whether, like, regardless of payment. I'm like, I pull fucking LRs. Like, I don't give a shit. You know, like, it's just, I refuse. I cannot bring myself to justify, like, paying for, like, a gacha game.
I've never been into it. It's never been my thing.
I guess Mighty Doom, too, if you count that.
I think with gacha stuff, it's it's fine if you enjoy the gameplay cycle enough to keep playing it on a regular basis and earn the stuff to just pull the gacha and stuff without spending money. We have friends that play gachas enough that they have spent money. I have.
I mean, you're talking to one now. But
I have spent money on Beach Aerith in FF7 Ever Crisis because I was almost out of time. And
you said that so somberly. I spent money on Beach Aerith.
I spent money on Beach Aerith. Listen. All right.
I needed it. And then the next week.
For me, Sephiroth. I just don't like. I don't like loot boxes. The only times I've spent like money on like microtransactions were honestly, and it's Fortnite, because it's like it's all cosmetic. It's not anything going to be outclassed.
I have some money on Fortnite as well.
It's not anything that's going to be suddenly outclassed because a better character came out that you have to pull. It's all cosmetic shit. You have the option to choose it. It doesn't change anything in game.
Yeah. And, you know, on the upside, on FF7 Ever Crisis, which is like the only other game that I played that has any type of pulling mechanic, it doesn't have you pull characters. It has you pull weapons, and then costumes, which is fine because it's a story-driven mobile game in the sense that it's telling the story of the Final Fantasy VII collection of games. So it doesn't, because of how important the characters are to the story and having them is to the story, they don't let you pull characters. So it's not as you need to for each one. If you just play the game and you do the pulls like for free, you'll eventually just get a good build and be able to play through most of the game. And then you can just grind levels. You know, you just play the game and get level up and stuff to like get to that point. Like, it's like the only downside really to playing a gacha is it's a time sink. You know, like you're going to be putting time in. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a good setup, like, you know, BlueStacks, or FF7 EC did a PC port on Steam, you know, you can have it on your computer and you can kind of multitask that way. Yes, you can multitask with your phone, but let's be honest, having to look at your computer while you're doing stuff and then look down at your phone isn't really that accessible. You know, like, it's kind of rough to keep going back and forth when, if you have two monitors or you're able to have it in the background on your computer, that's better. So, like, there's ways to make a gacha, like, more, like I said, accessible and a little bit more fun, guaranteed, but it's always a time sink, and you just kind of have to be the right person to really get into a gacha. So it's like, you know, gachas are kind of up in the air, but I agree. I don't really like loot boxes. When I was playing Overwatch, God, I regret experience.
buying Overwatch loot boxes in one. I regret it.
I never spent money on Overwatch loot boxes.
I forgot, and you just reminded me I did. I'm like, oh shit.
But I hated getting them, even playing. Like, I didn't even like playing them, getting them for free. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even like. Because I was never like that lucky. I would always get duplicates. I had 70 of the same skin.
For me, it was I would get everything but the one I wanted.
Right, and it just felt
it was
awful.
Always that.
It just felt awful. Like, say what you will about a gacha having a pity mechanic, you know, but at the very least, I'll get it eventually. Like, Overwatch just felt like I was never going to get the skin I wanted, especially if it was an event skin. And I was like, I guess I'll wait till next year, you know? Like,
I mean, yeah, but now they have the Battle Pass, and
but also
leveling that up is
don't play Overwatch or Overwatch 2. They're not good games.
I haven't even
got
Well, you can't play Overwatch 1 now. But don't play
the
Overwatch.
millisecond, and this is the most petty fucking thing. The millisecond I saw it, because Orisa was my favorite character in Overwatch 1. I never wanted to, once Orisa came out, I did not want to play as anyone else. Once I found out they changed her kit in the slightest way in Overwatch 2, I'm like, I'm not touching her game.
Can I say I finally one day decided I was gonna play Overwatch 2 with a I think it was with our friend Tyler. I got on the game. I loaded in as my old main D.Va. And I was rusty. I mean, I hadn't played Overwatch in like 2 years. I loaded up the game. I was playing D.Va. I kind of stank, it is what it is. First match in, right? Immediately the message for D.Va, you suck. Uninstall. Fuck you. I went, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, fuck that.
You're like, I remember why.
Shut up.
I was like, I remember why I stopped this. Now, granted, at the time, Gundam Evolution was still existing, and that was a far less toxic game and a much more fun experience. And I'm very sad that they killed it.
It's funny you say Gundam Evolution, because I too was a Gundam Evolution person for a bit.
Yeah.
For a moment.
Yeah.
But after a while, I'm gonna be real with you, I bullied the shit out of that game. And when I saw it closed, I was like, good riddance. Like, you failed. No, you failed at this. Like,
no, the problem with that game was it fundamentally it was okay. It was fine. It had decent shooting stuff. It just they didn't make the right choices on the marketing side. They didn't make the right choices on like patch side. It got really weird.
And also, like, what upset me about Gundam Evolution was it was fucking gorgeous. As a Gundam fan, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It looked great.
The reveal trailers for like new seasons were fucking hype as shit.
And the mobile suit choices were good too.
Yeah, for them.
Like some of them were like weird hitters. Like when they went to like a wing unit and they went heavy arms, I
was happy.
That's wild.
I love heavy arms, so I was happy with
I
that.
love heavy arms too, and I was like, I can't believe it wasn't with zero.
The scene in the trailer when heavy arms and gun tank are fucking back to back.
Beautiful. Anyway, big side tangent. But my point is, yeah, I played Overwatch 2 for a hot minute. Way too toxic. I had another game that wasn't toxic. Went back to that. Now I'm playing Fortnite, which could be considered toxic, but like everyone's dancing.
It's kind of fun.
Everyone's dancing. Yeah, I literally I was playing. We were playing the other night, and we have a couple friends that we play with that get a little. Well, we have one friend specifically that gets a little sweaty about it, and me and our buddy Marco are both like, dude. I'm playing as Daredevil, and I just fucking default danced on a dude after I killed him. I honest to God don't really understand how you can be serious
bro.
about this game.
You can't. You just gotta like it is the ultimate to me, like, time waster game with friends. But just boot up
it's funny. And listen, I'll get upset when I get washed and I have to watch one of my friends like revive me 20 minutes in, and I have to watch him for 20 minutes. Like, I'll get a little upset, and one of our friends will be like, this has happened before. I'm like, but I'm still upset that I have to sit here for 20 minutes and not play the game. Like, I don't like.
But this is also the same game where my friend, we were in a car, but he chose to stand on top of the car instead of go inside and just do the fucking Numa Numa dance emote as we're driving.
Yeah. Also, like, I also have to point out every time I play the game that I have 2 brain cells. They're never in the right. Our buddy Jordan really got mad at me once because, as my buddy Marco put it, I Benny Hilled. In the sense that the entire time that we were fighting somebody at one of these like tower areas, me and Jordan were rotating around the same side, and Jordan was getting so mad about how like, just go to the other side, like pinch him, like, why are you on the same side? And at that point I was just hiding. Actually, I was just trying to survive from the other guy and not shoot him. Like, I really was not trying to fight. Like, Jordan's mistake was that I was trying to also kill the guy. No, at that point I didn't want to get shot in the face. I was trying to live. Like, and it ended up defeating us. It ended up being the downfall. But it was really funny because, like, I don't have the brain to be smart about how to get a guy dead. I have the brain to just hide and pray that I don't get shot.
Yeah, Fortnite is always.
I may not survive after, but
it's always shown to be this super competitive like esport game. But honestly, I think Fortnite is the least serious fucking game ever.
It's just funny. By the way, I play Zero Build because
high five! Fuck yeah!
I honestly, honest to God, I cannot stand walking into a game. I cannot stand someone walking up to me, building the twin towers in my face, and then sniping me. It's just not fun. I
don't even care if it's like, oh, they took out the main mechanic, bro. It made the game so much more fun.
They're gonna fucking build. They're gonna stand there, start building. They're gonna be like, say hey to Lady Liberty and shoot me in the head as they stand on top of the torch that they just
What were you
built.
saying?
And I'm just like,
Brandon, what were you saying?
No, I was saying like the game really was never supposed to be like a
No,
Uber
it
like
wasn't.
esports game.
No,
the only reason why they did like a tournament for it was because I'm gonna say this again, MOBAs did it and it makes money, so let's also try to do it. And then that's when everyone was like, "Oh, you can make money off of video games," and I'm like,
Hell yeah.
"Yes."
Yes.
In fact, yes.
But yeah, that was an interesting topic, actually. I didn't know that's what that was.
No, yeah, I thought it was interesting because like I saw that we were talking about a lot of negative stuff, and I'm like, let me bring something positive to this
How about some
shit.
good news?
next topic.
Okay, yeah, sure. Where are we at? Sonic.
Bottles and Steve fight over
So
Sonic.
Steve's not here, so I win the argument that everything's
I
canon.
win. The default win. Do the default dance.
Minor spelling mistake. I win.
I win. No, so Sonic Prime Season 3 came out. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in the... Did you watch it, Brandon?
No.
Yeah, okay, so I'm the...
After everything I've seen, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be interested.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm the only one in the call.
I've
that
only
has,
seen up to season 2. Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I don't have
You can
Netflix.
talk about. I don't give a shit. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's you didn't miss much.
I know.
So
I can tell.
okay, so season 3 came out, and it really made it like I don't know if it made it clear that this show had no point, and was just kind of like it just kind of exists. But like season 3 as an ending, it feels so rushed. So to recap what happens in season 3, I'm sure, I don't know, maybe Lucas will put like a time code of when I'm done recapping the fucking season.
Yeah,
or
you do that,
know,
Lucas.
Yeah, fuck you.
Get to work.
I love you.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have a 3-way between commentator Lucas, me, and editor Lucas.
Oh no, that's way too much, Lucas. That's too much.
I don't know. I kind of like the good amount of Lucas. So to recap what happened in Sonic Prime Season 3 is that, like, you know, at the end of Season 2, 9 portrays Sonic and Shadow and takes the Paradox Prism for himself. And essentially 9 gets full control essentially over all dimensions, like all of the Shatterverses, because he has the Paradox Prism, and he tries to use it to essentially destroy all the other realities so that he can use that power to make the Grim, which is the dimension that he created, essentially, kind of like what he wants it to be for him and Sonic. And obviously Sonic's like, that's no, I want to go back home. And 9 is like, no, you're gonna stay here. But essentially he finds out that even though he has all of the pieces of the Paradox Prism, Sonic, for whatever reason, I guess because he shattered it, has a bit of Paradox power in his fucking, like, body. So he needs Sonic to, like, essentially stabilize the Paradox Prism. So, so 9 essentially becomes the new main villain of the show. Sonic has to team up with literally everybody, including the Chaos Council, to stop 9. And it's essentially just a giant war arc. But they forgot how war arcs work. Because like, once the war starts, which is in like the end of episode 2 of season 3 of 7, literally episode 2 through 6 of season 3 is just repeating the same, like, the joke of it being like, 9, you're not like this, shut up, Sonic. 9, you're not like this, shut up, Sonic, robot fight. Like, that is not an exaggeration. The season repeats itself numerous times. It is just Sonic trying to convince 9 to stop doing what he's doing, 9 wanting to do what he's doing because he wants to be there with Sonic, like, forever, because Sonic is his only friend, and then a bunch of, like, robot war fights, because 9 ends up making an army of duplicate robots of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, and Amy. that are called like the Grim robots or whatever. Much better than the Chaos Sonic, I will say, but they literally fight them the whole season, and it gets old. And then like the entire time, like since episode 1 of season 3, Shadow keeps telling Sonic, you need to confront Nine. You need to stop him from doing what he's doing. And Sonic's like, I can't do that. I have to save him. I can't just like go there and like beat him up and tell him to stop. And you want to know what the solution of the fucking season is? Is that Sonic goes up to stop. Yeah, Sonic goes up there. He confronts Nine directly. He beats him up and he stops.
You know, like,
so it's like
he does with Eggman all the time.
Like it literally turned into Shadow was right in episode 1, but we had to go through the whole season for Sonic to realize that Shadow was right from the fucking beginning. And that's where season 3 has its folly. And also, you know, at the very end, of course, the Chaos Council tries to take like the Paradox Prism. It's treated more so like a joke than anything, but the solution is that they just open up the Shatterverse and just push them out into like space. And like that's the end of the Chaos Council. That's the last we see of them. There's no like true climax with them. There's no fanfare. They just get pushed into space and they're gone. No build up, no nothing. Chaos Council's just dealt with. And they tried to pull this fucking shit where like Sonic used like his paradox energy to like stabilize the prism because they end up doing it. But to actually like stabilize the dimensions instead of just using all the energy for the Grim, because Nine realizes that he's being a fucking asshole. So they're like, all right, Sonic, you have to use the rest of your energy. 1, so that you can stabilize the Shatterverse, but also 2, so you can get Green Hill back and return home with Shadow. And they try to play off this thing. It's like, oh, well, if Sonic uses the paradox power, he's going to become really unstable and he might not make it. Like, through doing the thing. So they really just try to play off this thing like they're going to fucking kill Sonic. And it's like, no one, absolutely nobody watching this fucking show is convinced that you're going to kill off Sonic. So, like, why are we even trying? Like, why are we going this route? Like, you can't just, you can't kill off a main character. Especially...
I mean, you can. You can, it's just, you have to do it a specific way.
Well, no, because you can't do it, because they're so hell-bent on trying to make Sonic Prime canon, that especially you can't kill Sonic and Shadow. You can kill maybe some of the Shatterverse variants, like Thornrose or fucking Dread or whatever, which is like alternate versions of Amy and Knuckles. But you can't do it to Sonic, dude. Like,
I wasn't really talking about Sonic specifically. I was more talking about there are ways to actually kill off main characters. Just, yeah, you gotta do it the right way. And with the way that you're saying that they're trying to do it, that is not the right way.
Well, it's because it's like I'm not convinced that you're gonna kill Sonic. So why are we even doing this?
Yeah, I get
and
that.
Like, but also, the goal was not to actually kill him. The goal was to fake out. But the fake out doesn't work if I don't believe it in the first place.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that, like, it wasn't that it was, like, a fake out. Like, they didn't, like, fake out killing Sonic. It was just more so, like, we need to get to Green Hill fast because Sonic is literally dying right now. And they're like, oh, he's getting real close. Are they gonna make... Of course they're gonna fucking make it. You know? Like, stop. Like, it's just annoying.
It's annoying, but I will add that just feels on brand for Sonic Prime.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Like, look, I Sonic Prime, I enjoyed the first season. The second season was a little less enjoyed, and it's just kind of like, even from the first season, I kind of just knew what this show was. So like, whenever I was seeing like the canon debates for it, and I know there was like a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, like being like, oh, this is canon to Sonic. And I'm like, I just hear that, I'm just like, is it really now? Is it? Is it?
It, like, I'm going to tell you, dude. So for one thing, the whole, like, if I'm gonna be real about my whole like fucking meme about everything is canon, it's a joke.
No, I know.
Like,
I know.
Not because everything can't be canon. That's not the joke. The joke is that everything can be canon if you think about it in the right way. But also trying to apply a logic to like a thorough logic to Sonic's story is literally an absurd endeavor. Like, you can't do it without, like, jumping through logical loops and, like, just fucking, like, you know, like, just being mad. You know what I mean? It's like trying to, like, put together Five Nights at Freddy's. You're just gonna be mad.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I didn't want to, like say it myself. It's like, because, like, I love Five Nights at Freddy's, but, like, I'm actually, like, when it comes to lore stuff for that series, I don't really, like, care too much anymore. I like to see what happens, but I just, like, at this point, I'm not even, like, convinced of, like, trying to make a cohesive thing with it. I just piece it together the best I can and come up with the story on my own, honestly.
Dude, at this point with FNAF, I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying my time with it. I just, like, I don't feel a need to, like, be like, oh, this is confirmed true because Freddy has 5 toenails in this one and he doesn't in this one. Like, it's like, bro, I'm just gonna, like, piece it together the best I can. It's fine if it's not perfect. I like it the way it is.
It kind of this whole entire thing kind of just reminds me of how, like, everyone's start to freak out about the whole entire Zelda canon, and I'm like, that it doesn't need to be this way. But you have Toon Link and regular Link. Shut
I think
up.
it's also, like, really funny when, like, people are, like, desperately trying to, and I'm sorry to dunk on this series. I'm sorry I'm about to bring up the P word. I see so many people trying to be like, when they introduce new Pokemon characters, be like, it's connected to this. That means it's canon to this timeline. Meanwhile, ORS literally spoon-fed players to say, hey, multiverses just kind of exist in Pokemon. It just kind of is what it is. Like,
it wasn't even just ORAS, it was freaking Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
That added on to it too. It was like, because, like, Archie and Maxie were their original designs and not the ORS designs, so it's just like trying to make a cohesive thing with the series. Like, what are you doing? Just you know what? Enjoy your meal and go on. Like,
yeah, literally. But so with that being said, is that the canonicity argument for Sonic Prime, I think, is so nebulous that it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, it just, like I think Ian really kind of said it best. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it just, like, does it like affect your enjoyment or disenjoyment of the show if it's canon or not? I don't think it does. That being said, my problem with Sonic Prime and how it could be canon to the games is that it's canon in, like, the easiest way possible of just, oh, well, like, nobody remembers it, and it's kind of like, like, erased. You know what I mean? Like, it barely happened.
Yeah.
It's Sonic 06, you know? Like, it barely happened. The only one who remembers it is Sonic. That's it, you know? Maybe Shadow. Maybe Shadow remembers too. We don't know. But, like, my major problem with how Sonic Prime wrapped up is that it did not, like, I know I'm going to say this about a fucking Sonic show, but it didn't answer questions that needed to be answered for the show to make fucking sense. For one thing, why? So I was assuming that the reason why, in all of the other Shatterverses, that there's only different versions of Tails, Knuckles, Big, Rouge, and Amy, it was because Sonic shattered the Shatterverse when he broke the Paradox Prism. I was assuming that it was going to be like, oh, all of these different universes are, like, separated pieces of Green Hill, so that when you brought the Paradox Prism together, that's what Green Hill is. Right? No. So, because of that, because I was assuming that, like, the moral dilemma of the show was going to be, once Sonic brings the Paradox Prism back together, these universes are going to disappear and Green Hill will remain.
Did it not do that? Because I thought that was the whole ongoing plot too. Like,
no, they did not do that because all 5 universes coexist. But then that leads to so many wrong things, like so many unexplained things, because then it's like, well, then why are these the only characters that are shown? Why isn't there alternate universe versions of Sonic or Shadow? Why do Sonic and Shadow only exist in Green Hill and that's it? So, like, That part doesn't make sense. And if you really want to play devil's advocate, why isn't there an Eggman of every universe?
That is also very true.
Why is there Eggman in Green Hill and then 5 Eggmans in New York?
Oh, because I thought it was... see, I thought it was implied that they were from different ones and they just united, but...
That's what I thought too, but it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, I guess not. Like, no, because the way you're phrasing it, it doesn't really make sense then.
Because it's not like... I literally thought they were going for Sonic shattered Green Hill and shattered all of his friends into like multiple versions of themselves, and then they just didn't do that. And it's like, why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Now there's no explanation for literally these things, and like, now your show's incohesive.
Stinky
show. Big stinky show. And like, they talked about how like Sonic Prime was going to get like kind of dark, like when they were like teasing it, and it really didn't. So all I can really... Season 3 honestly feels like Man of Action, what's the other company that... Wild Brain and Sega kind of looked at how people received Season 1 and 2, and were just kind of like, fuck it, end it. You know what I mean? Like, it feels very rushed. It feels rushed, and it feels like they didn't have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I went on a whole fucking, like, Twitter fucking thread about Sonic Prime and, like, my thoughts on it. And honestly, if you ask me, Season 1 and 2 should have been one season. And Season 3 should have been a movie. And it would have been much better paced.
I also think, too, I don't like the idea of calling something... Like, how many episodes was it per quote-unquote season?
So, I think it's 8 episodes in Season 1 and 2, and then there's 7 episodes in Season 3.
I don't think that's enough to be... Like, to me, I don't really... Like, that's not enough for a season for a show to me. I don't know.
No, definitely not. It's a 16-episode season, and then a finale movie would have been perfect.
Even something like Sonic Prime is like... That doesn't feel enough for, like, what that show is. Like,
especially if you're going to deal with multiverses. Yeah. Like... And I'm just so... Like... I can get over that the only characters they decided to use were Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge, and Big, and Eggman, and Shadow. Like, I can get over that. But my problem is, and like, you know, they don't want to venture to the other dimensions of like being like, oh, well, this one has Silver and Blaze or whatever. Like, I can deal with that. I whatever. That's just modern Sonic at this point. They like their Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and then sometimes Rouge. But like... Did they have to, like, the universes are just, like, not that interesting other than, like, New York.
Yeah, because they all have one-note gimmicks.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is Pirate World. This is Jungle World. This is Sonic Forces World, you know, like...
Sonic Forces World.
Like, fucking... It's just, like, it just makes the entire show... And again, I hate that there's no real fanfare for the fucking Chaos Council. You make them the villains of 2/3 of the show, and then they just get dealt with in 2 seconds and treated like a joke. Like, of course they do the Eggman move of, like, betraying them, like, once everything's said and done. But again, like, it's like a 1-minute scene, and then they go on to the thing of, like, we gotta get Sonic back to Green Hill or he'll die. I was like, okay, I guess so. And also, like, there's no, like, real heartfelt goodbye because of that. They're just like, we gotta rush him home. And then, like, we don't see what happens, like, after this. Like, there's no closure for the other Shadowverses. Once Sonic and Shadow get back to Green Hill, that's it. Like, show's over. And it's like, okay, but we had this whole fucking revolution in New York. What happened to them? Especially since the Chaos Council's not there. I know we can assume that they're probably just rebuilding, but, like, can we see it?
Yeah. Just as even
that even could have been one more episode to make it an 8-episode season.
Or even if you want to go like a special, like, final credit sequence for the end of the show that shows, like, little photos of, like, the world or the other worlds or something. Something as little as
literally,
that, too.
Yeah. I love, like, as much as I feel bad for Ian Flynn because he gets a lot of fucking shit from Sonic fans because of they're insufferable.
They're just greasy virgins. Yeah, go on. That's my term. That's my term I use for people that, like, when people like freak the fuck out of it. It's like it's just greasy online, like chronically online turbo virgins. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Go away. Like,
legit.
like...
But I kind of can't blame people for being disappointed when Ian literally said the canonicity of Sonic Prime will become clear by the end of Season 3. Because now you're just setting up people's expectations. And then for it to just be like, it takes place sometime after Sonic Advance 3, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have you could have just said, like, it's not that important. You know what I mean? Like, you could have just said that from the beginning. Like, I know you didn't want to give away anything that happens in the show, but you could have also just been like, it doesn't matter, enjoy the show. Like, from the get-go. Yeah. Like, that doesn't give anything away, you know?
it's just like, to me, it was like, that just sounds like a case of just like, why even, like, try and, like, imply this is canon? Because it's just, to me, like, I hope I don't come off like a dick like this. It's just, it just doesn't seem like a smart enough show to do something like that. Like,
it doesn't.
Even from the first season, I felt that. It's like, this show doesn't really seem like it's really anything more than what it's presenting itself as. It's just like, oh, hey, this is just a new Sonic cartoon. Like,
yeah, well, again, like, I also don't understand why they push so hard for it to be like, oh, this is canon to the games, because, like, it's not saying anything, it's not affecting anything in the Sonic universe, so why are you trying so hard?
It's not like how, like, Frontiers, like, gave us, like, actual lore on, like, where the Chaos Emeralds came from and shit like that.
Yeah, or, like, you know, like, having flashbacks and mentions of previous games and even the comics.
Yeah, that makes you feel, like, connected and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not, like, if you did that and people were like, that's not canon, like, that'd be ridiculous. You know what I mean? But, like, with something like Sonic Prime, it's just, like, it's not trying to, like, it's not trying to forward Sonic's character. You know what I mean? Like, in a meaningful way to where it makes something in the games make sense.
Also, like, it's another case where it's like, okay, it's trying to be canon, but I just don't feel like, and this is a whole fucking can of worms we don't need to get into, is like, this Sonic doesn't feel like the Sonic I just saw in, like, Frontiers or something. But that's like that's a whole fucking other ordeal that it's like, I don't want to even touch that. It's like, go away. Like,
I guess to round it out, because I could go on talking about fucking Sonic Discourse forever. Yeah. But, like, when I see arguments, and you can call me an uninformed fan, you can call me a fake fan, I don't give a fuck, I like Sonic, I don't give a shit.
Hell yeah.
I just enjoy when Sonic things come out. But, like, whenever I see an argument of, like, that's not Sonic, that's not Sonic's character, that goes against Sonic's character, I legitimately have to ask you, when has Sonic's character ever been consistent?
He's just a blue dude who goes fast.
The answer is never.
Yeah.
Sonic speaks in a way that the plot needs him to talk to progress the plot. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely some connective tissue. Like, you know, he's impatient. He's wisecracking. Yeah, he's fast. Yeah. You know, like, there's definitely that stuff. But if you're really going to come here and tell me that Sonic doing, like, Fortnite dances and acting like a teenager is, like, against, or, like, doing, like, modern trend things. Like, I remember when people were fucking freaking out about him saying big oof in the comics. Yeah. Like, if you're going to come here and tell me that Sonic has never done anything like that before, you're just wrong. You're just factually wrong. And also, like, you cannot apply a consistency to a character that has never had consistency.
And even in the case of, like, when he, like, flossed in the Sonic movie, like, from just, like, a character writing standpoint, it totally makes sense for that Sonic to do something like that.
Yeah, especially because he was always into, like, the new stuff, social media and stuff like that.
He's a young, like, teenager of, like, our time in that movie, so I was like, yeah, of course he would do something like that. Fucking, this doesn't surprise me. Like,
If I was fucking 12 years old, I'd probably do the same thing.
If I was my current age, I would probably do the same thing.
If I was me right now, and I am, I would do it ironically, and it would probably not be ironic.
I'm lying. I'm lying. It's real.
Dude, do you know how many times I started doing things ironically and then it just became a part of me?
That's how I learned to love Big Chungus. Like, for real. I used to hate that meme, but then I started using it ironically, like, oh no, I love it now. Oh shit, I love saying this now.
Dude, that was me with dabbing. Like when dabbing was big.
Me too, hell yeah.
I dabbed ironically, and then it just became like
dabbing.
It was
like
real.
Oh my god! Yeah, it became real, and I hated
dabbing
it.
Was like the first noticeable one for me, I think.
Yeah,
I like really like I started ironic, and then it followed in with what was it, the like Orange Justice?
Yeah.
After a while, I just started embracing it. Like I say bussin' unironically. Like I just
that bussin'. I don't think I ever said ironically.
Yeah, no, I loved it from the start. I'm like, yeah, this rules.
Yeah, bussin's.
Those kids are onto something.
That's also because in Phasmophobia one night, our buddy Jordan hit us with yo, this goes bussin', and then we all died. Like in that instant.
That's great.
Like he kicked it off, and I went, after that, I have to keep saying it. It's really funny. Yo, this goes bustin'.
Well, that's like how cringe has become like a main vernacular for me. Is that I just said it once, thought it was funny, and now I've
yes. But the important thing is that all of us have started kind of using cringe to a degree, but we don't use it in the exact tonality that actual people that use it regularly do. You know what I mean? Like we say cringe, and it's not necessarily ironic, but it's also usually like not like we're always joking. We're not trying to like hard judge people like the way that a lot of people use cringe are.
What I've noticed though,
it's weird,
is like it's happened in the friend group, and it's even happened with some of my coworkers, that because whenever I want to say like darn or damn it or like whatever, or like, oh, that sucks, I'll just say, cringe, like something like that.
Yeah.
It has started to infect the vernacular of the people around me.
Yeah, it just happens.
Literally, my over 50-year-old coworker now goes, ugh, cringe. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
Real quick, because we've been going for a bit.
Yeah.
I want to get me and Brandon talk about Palworld.
Yeah.
Get her talking about that. It just came out recently. In early access, quote unquote, though I feel like that's kind of used as an excuse in a lot of ways with games like this. So the game is fine. In my opinion, it is fine. I'm gonna go first, Brandon, just to say my piece, because I want to just get that going. Because I messaged our buddy Mike that I was playing it, because he sent the trailer to the group chat a bit ago, and so I know that he was kind of eyeing it. And I was like, listen, I think conceptually, I mean, first of all, like I said before, or like I said off podcast, I can't take the game seriously. It's Pokemon with guns. I'm trying to just get to the funny factory slavery stuff that's in the game. And I do not take,
as I sit in this fucking chat.
So what you're telling me is that you think slavery is funny, Pete?
In the context of Pokemon, yeah.
All right, so Smashlander, if you're listening to this, can you just take out, like, in the context of Pokemon, like, that part, just, like, cut it to yeah, and then put that on the out of context page, please?
And then we just cancel
And then we'll cancel Steve. Yeah. it's brilliant.
Or just save on postage.
Or to save on editing.
But, yeah, no, so I'm just playing it for the haha funnies. It's not, I do not take the game seriously at all. But my biggest issue, I'm going to get into this right the fuck now. And I've played survival games. I've played your light survival games like Breath of the Wild, where there's some mechanics, but it's a Zelda game, so it kind of moves on. I've played fucking Minecraft for years. I've played Don't Starve Together. I've played survival games, right? This game has way too many mechanics in it. And I'm not saying like, oh, I just can't take it. Like, I'm playing it. I was playing it this whole podcast. I'm playing the game, so it's not like it's overwhelming per se, but it just feels like a hat on 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 a, like, there's way too many things. Like, let me just run down a quick list per se. All right, so let's start right on the surface from the trailers. Right, you have, oh, it's a Pokemon clone. Oh wait, there's guns. Okay, Pokemon but with guns. That's pretty funny. Oh wait, but there's an open world setup, and it kind of looks like a Legends Arceus, newer Pokemon, Breath of the Wild, just kind of running around. Oh shit, bam, survival mechanics. You have a hunger meter. You gotta feed yourself. Damn. What else is there? Oh yeah, a temperature mechanic from Breath of the Wild, so it can be too hot or too cold. Oh shit. Oh, guess what? All your pals, they have sanity. You have to give them a hot spring so that they can keep their sanity up. Fuck, bro. They're your fucking pals, they can get sick. They can get ulcers. They can get depressed. They can get, like, and it just, like, after a while. On top of that, you have combat, like boss battles and raids, and like, it's like you have all this shit, and it's like, can you just pick one? Like, you pick something, and like, it's just, there's so much that it's like, when am I gonna feel good about it? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll get to the hot funny. I'll give someone a gun. I'll have a gun. I'll blast something in the fucking head and go, that was pretty funny. Like, I'll get to a point where I feel satisfied with what I was trying to obtain, but it's like, at a certain point, like, I'm going to be constantly aiming to automate this, and then I just unlocked this. Now it's time to automate this. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, like, when do I feel good? You know what I mean? When do I feel accomplished?
When's the funny?
You know what I mean?
Where's the funny? When do I laugh?
When do I laugh? It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be, it's one of those games where it's a constant grind to, like, listen, I'm a complete guy. I like to complete things. Okay? I like to get to a point where I can say, I'm done. So I guess this game just isn't for me, because I feel like I'll just never feel like I'm done.
A complete...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, with the way that you're explaining it, I will honestly say the games that you are trying to compare it to, those are not it. You would more try to compare it to Ark, which does the same types of things, where you're capturing creatures.
Yeah, if that's...
But I mean, there's no end.
Even if we're talking, like, there's no end, like, I just don't feel like, oh, on top of that, you know, if you do incubate without changing any settings, you have like a 17-hour wait time for incubation. And that's halved. That was a halved incubation time. And that was very comfortable. Yeah, because it was halved. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's just so much. Like, I'm like, even if we're talking like that's what the game is, and I guess it's not for me or whatever, like, it just to me doesn't seem like that would be a fun game. Not even just for me. It just feels weird to say that that's like an inherent, like, that's so much to pay attention to. That is so much. I've played fucking City Sims with less to pay attention to. It's like,
again, this is more of a game like Ark, which, yeah, there's a lot to pay attention to.
And I guess Ark isn't a good game either. I don't know. Like, it just feels inherently fucked to ask that much of a player. That's so much. Like, it really is. It's just, like, as soon as it's like while I was playing, I literally, like, during the podcast, I was running around chucking my pals into the fucking hot spring because they wouldn't go in themselves because they were getting depressed. I was like, get in the hot spring. Get in the hot spring.
You're gonna be happy. You're gonna like it.
When do I get to the slavery?
It's just so, like, and again, that's why I preface this with, I'm not in this necessarily to, like, play the game wholeheartedly and, like, devote time and time and time to it. Like, I'll devote the time to get to the shit I want to laugh about and have a conveyor belt full of fucking mons being like, ha, wee, yo, wee, like, the whole fucking time. And I'll be like, ha, 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 as I sip my coffee. Like, I'll get to that point and I'll laugh and then I'll close the game and I don't know if I'll play it again. But, like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot. And for what it's worth, I actually don't think it's inherently a bad game. I'm not calling it a bad game. I think it's fine for what it is. But there's so many reviews coming out that are, like, hard praising it. And I go, are you fucking paid by them? Where is it coming from? It's not that. It's generic asset. It's generic. It's copied gameplay. It's fine. It's not great. Like,
isn't invested in it, but is invested in every single freaking review.
Well, no, I was just going off Twitter and off like general articles. I didn't read every review, but like,
okay, here's the thing. Like, if you're going off of like Twitter and general freaking reviews, that is the worst thing to go off of. I'm sorry, but Twitter of all places is like one of the worst places to go to, and ask like, is this good? You will get the extreme left or the extreme right. There is no in between. There's no kind of to the right, kind of to the left.
I'm not trying to say that what I'm seeing online is the definitive response. I'm just saying that.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying
confuses me because I haven't seen a single person in the entire internet. And I'm not talking about I'm looking for reviews, but when I do come across it, it's always like fucking IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You won't even give a Sonic game an 8 out of 10. You'll give Palworld an 8 out of 10?
Pete, you're also talking about the people who, for every single new Mario game, gave them like an 8 or 9 out of 10, even though there were 1,000 problems with it.
Well, at the very least, praising Mario is like, this is a random fuck game that's just Pokemon with guns. And if it was just that, and I was playing Pokemon but with guns, I would give this a 9 out of 10 instantly, because that would just be a shit post of a game and it would be hilarious. But it's doing so much that I'm just like, it's okay.
I cannot believe that Peter right now is getting way more heated about Palworld reviews than he did AI.
Well, you should have heard me talking to my mom the other day. Because I was way more heated.
Alright. I guess I can say what I have to say. Peter, you are right. It is an okay game. But again, this is a game that literally no one thought was going to exist.
I know the expectations were low. I get it. Which I should have said this from the start. We didn't say it on recording, so I'll say this now. We talked about how they just kind of weren't expecting it to happen, so I do find it funny that the expectations were so low.
Like, were low. They were non-existent. This was previewed like what, 2 years ago, and people were like, "Oh yeah, that's the thing." Wait, it actually came out? Oh my god. Like, granted, you are right. It is an okay game. Those people who are giving it like those like extremely high, "Oh, this is a perfect game" or anything like that, calm yourselves down. Like, it's a fun game. I think it's more fun than when you play it with other people and like have other people to play with. Doing dungeons is all right. You have objectives that you can do, but again, you are right. To a person who isn't used to having a lot to have to manage, it's going to be jarring. It's going to be a what the fuck. It's going to be a... I used to play fucking Pokemon and I remembered the freaking weakness chart. I don't know when I have to put my freaking pals in a fucking hot spring.
That I forgot to even think about when I was talking about it, which is I do fully see that it is built on it should be played multiplayer. I'm not pulling friends in. I'm playing on Game Pass, so I kind of can only play co-op and not have any dedicated servers. I'm not like, because Steam has dedicated servers and stuff.
Having some dedicated wham.
Dedicated wham. But like, I'm not. So I see that in that multiple times, and I messed with some settings when I learned that you could really go into the world settings, which you can. By the way, very funny that they have like 50 different world settings and not a single brightness setting in graphics.
That's hilarious.
I'm not saying it's like inherently bad, because there's torches in the game, but
that's like basic
I feel
shit.
like a brightness setting. It's Unreal Engine.
It's basic.
I can't believe it's not there by default. I can't believe there's just a brightness setting. Like I can't imagine they took the brightness setting out from the Unreal Engine's default of a building like that. But like, it was just weird to me. Anyway, what I will say with the multiplayer side of it too is that like, I don't know. Like, it's great that it's multiplayer, but if I'm being honest, it's a game like this, I couldn't play multiplayer because I'm a resource hog. I'm the guy in Minecraft that we'd have a fucking server and we'd be building stuff. We'd be in creative building stuff and be like, "Hey, let me help you build this giant structure." And I go, "No, I know how I want it built. Go away." So, like, I'm that guy.
Dude, I can confirm that. I remember.
And like, I can't. I swear to God, I could never play a game like this and have to judge how I'm building my base and tell someone else what we should do or what I think we should do. I'm gonna try and do it. So I need the resources myself. I need this myself. Like, that's why it's so not ever gonna be multiplayer for
You know
me.
what? You know what the great thing is?
Yeah.
You can have a common base where everyone can meet up, and then you can also have your own bases.
The thing is
He
that,
would
like,
want the common base to himself.
I would want the common base as well. I would also want like their bases too. When it comes to survival,
So you're just a dictator, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
You
Which is great
want
for
to
this game.
No. Listen, you want to commandeer everyone's bases, including the common base, and you want slavery. You're just a dictator, dude.
Yeah, just a dictator.
The slavery thing is starting to make a lot more sense now.
What I'm getting at is like I should be playing Civ.
As Gandhi.
Listen, I'm just when it comes to like resource management, I can only ever think about solo perspective stuff. I can't.
Remind me to never to go on a deserted island with you. And is yours?
Yeah, you're dead. I'm eating you.
Oh fuck!
You're dying, and
I
I'm
hope I
eating you
taste
when you
good.
do. Like it's not great. But it's just one of those things, man. Like I see the multiplayer stuff, but I could never. So like I'll get to the funny stuff. I edited the world settings so that it's a little
because there's more
fun for me
slavery.
because I can kind of just get through things a little quicker.
The slavery stat.
The slavery.
I found the slavery
That
meter
shit's
and
on
I shot that
300.
shit up.
Listen, but yeah, no, I think the game is fine. I'm really not out here to like tell people they're wrong for thinking the game is fun. If you like it, you like it. I'm really not trying to get against you, but I just
No, I know you're not saying that
don't
because you're never a person. You're never a person who says that unless it's like a really horrible game that we have no idea why the fuck you like.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. Yeah, like Chain of Memories. No, Chain of Memories at least has a good story.
Chain of Memories at least has a fun story, and
story.
if we're talking about
Recoded.
Rechain, at least Riku's story is fun.
Both chains actually have Riku's story.
Oh, I thought only Rechain had Reverse Rebirth. Oh, well then, I stand corrected.
Both chains have
Riku's story is fun. The end.
Well, that's because it's less about the cards and more about the power.
Yeah, Riku's story is fun.
Yep. Well, also, like, I have to say through, at least with Chain of Memories, I can't really attest. I think I kind of had it with Inscription, too. I think I just kind of hate deck building.
That's fair.
Yeah, deck building can be rough. I've only enjoyed some deck building stuff.
Dude, you know what I miss playing, Pete?
What?
Remember when we would get together every week and play DC Deck Builder? Oh,
yeah, I was thinking about that recently. We should do that again.
It's actually like
play that game. They like
I'm
that
not
game.
usually into deck building games. That game's really fun.
That game is fun, and it's surprising too because I'm usually not into the classic Antidana sketch of learning board game. That's I'm fucking Broden in that regard.
Yeah.
Like I'm not on board.
You're watching football.
I'm watching football. No, I'm watching someone play Kingdom Hearts. But it's just one of those things where it's like I'm usually so bad at learning that stuff. But DC Deck Builder I picked up. We played around. Like I felt good playing it. Like it was nice. It was cool.
Dude, I miss having our board game nights. Those were fun.
We can do it again.
We should all get together, have a board game night, maybe make content out of it.
I highly rec King of Tokyo. That's a personal favorite one of mine.
Final notes that I'll say on Palworld, by the way, to pull it back around.
Yeah. This dude wants to play Lethal Company.
I do want to play Lethal Company. But yeah, so I'm glad that I got it on Game Pass because I really wouldn't want to spend over $20 on it. Now listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I also don't really like the current market of early access games and how they're set up. I feel like, I haven't seen any game-breaking bugs, but there's so much stuff in the game that I feel like if I go and say like, this is kind of, this feels kind of whack, and they go, early access, and I go, well, you also could have thought about it a little longer. Like, it's like, I don't know, like, sometimes I feel like nowadays early access is used as, like, a crutch.
I will say that a lot of people look at it as a crutch, and I will say that, like, just because it's early access does not mean it should be free of criticism.
Yeah. Well, I think importantly, it's like bugs, fine. You know, even like 1 or 2 game breaking bugs that can happen, right? Like bugs are one of those things where you can't hammer all of them out. You have to kind of like let a mass group people play it, so that you can see what bugs happen, because not every tester is gonna do the same shit. So I get that. My thing is like core mechanics and stuff that could be better. I feel like it's weird that I can edit so much of the world settings, and that there's stuff that if I just leave on default, it's kind of absurd. Like, again, the incubation time, I'm like, that's absurd. And the fact that it's like in-game time and not like if I load the game back up, it's gone further, or like, oh, if I sleep, that time doesn't count either. Like, it's like stuff like that. It's like, that's a core mechanic that I think should have cooked a little before it even hit early access. Like, it's like, because I was saying this to my friends too. It's like, if like difficulty affects stuff like that, it shouldn't. Like, I feel like just elongating how long you play the game for, that's not difficulty. That's just testing my patience. Testing my difficulty is like, oh, the enemies hit harder. Oh, you hit weaker. Like, so this way I could maybe grind longer to get stronger. And then I've done more of the, you know what I mean? But like just making something take longer and saying that's harder. It's not harder. That's just longer. And a little boring. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah, it's kind of like how a lot of people will bring up like grinding as a time waster, even though I say like if you're playing an RPG,
you should be prepared to grind somewhat. Yeah, like it's like I also don't like one of the caveats, and I think Persona does this too. But one of the things that it does in Palworld with a hard difficulty setting is EXP gain is lessened, and I go, that's not. I don't like that either.
That sucks. For me, I hate when hard modes in any game, when it's just, oh, the enemies hit harder and now they're sponges.
Or
like that's what makes the hard mode hard.
Or just the thing of like enemies are hit sponges, you know, the enemies are hit harder and also you take more damage.
I was just saying that was something that I was fine with, by the way. And I say that because you can play more of the game and like play and get better at the mechanics to kind of overcome that. You know, in most RPGs, you can learn a new move or figure out how to use your techniques to get around. You know what I mean? There's thought that goes into that.
Get better
there's
equipment.
Thought that goes around that. Stuff like EXP gain, you can't change most of the time. Like Kingdom Hearts has like EXP accessories to help you and stuff. But like certain RPGs just will change the EXP gain and you can do nothing about it. You just have to deal with it. And it's like,
remember the original Pokemon Gold and Silver? That experience game was fucking terrible.
You can't call that's forced difficulty. You can't call that proper difficulty. Like, it's just making the game take longer.
However, if I may play devil's advocate here just for a second, and unfortunately I have to invoke the P word again. I get that. I get it. I'm someone who also is in the state of like, if I'm playing an RPG, yeah, grinding's gonna happen. I'm used to it. On the other side of the spectrum, I still think the like forced EXP share in the modern Pokemon games is fucking horrible, and I hate it so much. I don't like it. It's annoying. Like, it devalues your team. There's no point to use any of the. It literally glorified the person who just used their starter through the whole fucking game, and that's all they did, and I hate it. Really
I'm sorry to say, the reason I dropped off Pokemon games because I was the guy that tried to use the starter for the whole game. I can't get into Pokemon. It's not for me.
I mean, I was for me it was a whole mental and emotional crisis.
I watched this man go crazy,
and at this point, I'm just numb to it. I'm just like, whatever, just leave me alone.
Like it was during our college days that I was watching this man like get more and more pissed at what Pokemon was doing.
If it's any consolation,
and I was like,
Lucas,
ooh.
They did a mechanic like that and other changes to modern Pokemon for players like me. And Lucas, I still won't play it.
Good, don't.
I won't play it.
Save the money.
I bought like the last, aside from the most recent one, I think the last one I bought was Sword. So it was that and Sun and Moon.
that was the big one.
I bought those, and both times got to the first gym, stopped, never touched them again.
So because Sword and Shield was the one that well, technically it was Let's Go, but like from like a core game, Sword and Shield is the first one that invoked mandatory EXP share, and I'm like, this sucks.
My thing with the Pokemon games, realistically, is I don't care. I as soon as I bring up Pokemon to someone that like really plays it, and they start going like, oh, you know, like I built my team, and I was like, oh, I had to think about the personality type, and I was like, I don't. This guy's cool looking. I don't care. I don't
see. I'm the opposite spectrum. I found it fun to actually train a team and, you know, get the proper stats I'm looking for, and it felt rewarding. And then now there's just items that switch the natures.
Great. I'm very happy for you, Lucas.
Why are you happy for me? I don't like it.
No, I'm happy.
You're such a fucking asshole.
I like that you have. I'm happy you like training your teams like that. I'm glad that someone enjoys those games. I don't.
Well, don't worry, I can't anymore. So you got your wish.
No, I know. I want to be clear. I know I'm saying this with this tone for comedic.
I'm goofy.
Yeah, for comedic purposes, I'm saying it with this tone. But legitimately, I'm always happy when there's like people that like. It's good that people like different things and stuff like that. I really can't do Pokemon. Hell, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm this deep into Kingdom Hearts. If I'm being honest with you. There's like the fact that I'm still trying to complete this game when I have to look at Remy the Rat's fucking greasy ass stupid face looking at me telling me to fucking cook, and I don't want to cook, Remy. I'm sorry. So the more like the fact that I'm still trying to 100% the game is a goddamn miracle. All right. So like I have lost all my patience in gaming, and it shows nowadays. I'm really excited to play Persona 3 Reload on Game Pass day one, because I really hope I can get through it, because I haven't finished Persona 5 yet at all.
I'm so stoked.
And I'm really want to finish a Persona game again, other than 4.
Because I have 3 was like the elusive like golden goose for me, because it's like I don't with my issue with 3, and this is like one of the cases where I know I on a previous podcast I was like, oh, too many remakes. Persona 3 is like one of the few games I'm like, that game has been screaming for a remake for fucking years, because you either played FES where you couldn't control your party members and there were like these weird like health issues, like you could get sick and that would delay time on you, or you could play Portable where yes, you can control your party members and you can even be a female protagonist, but they take away the whole entire overworld, and that's like kind of part of Persona. That's kind of like exploring
also
your world.
if you play the female character, you don't get the full story.
Yeah, that too. So it's like there was never to me I mean, you can always play it. There was no proper way to play Persona 3. Like so that's why I'm happy Reload is coming out, because it's like, oh, finally, thank fucking God.
Yeah, no, RPGs are a mixed bag when it comes to like mechanics that I can get down with and mechanics that I really can't. Pokemon was things where like I would always be like, oh, I gotta keep grinding and it's boring, and they're like, well, you don't really have to grind. I go, yeah, but I do. Like, I suck. I need to grind my shit up because I'm not good.
Yeah.
And I do that in Kingdom Hearts. I love overgrinding in Kingdom Hearts. I'll do a thing every time I start a new run in Kingdom Hearts, I'll be like, all right, every world, 10 levels. Let's go. Because I'm down to overgrind, so I can just hit things. Like, no matter how much shit I give Bottles when he doesn't use magic, that's what I strive for in Kingdom Hearts, is to be strong enough to play the hardest difficulty and just hit things. But let me tell you, sometimes it is fun to use magic in those games, and I've gotten better with it recently. But for a while, I just focused on overgrinding. So yes, Pokemon I would try to grind, and I would get, but I couldn't do it because Pokemon, this also boils down to my other thing with RPGs. I don't like turn-based. I don't like it. It's not my thing. It never has been. I've gotten okay with it. Like, I'm down to play the old Final Fantasy games that I haven't played yet. I plan to do that. I have a few of them already, so I'm going to be playing them at some point. But I definitely didn't grow up liking it. And whenever I'd be like, I gotta grind this Pokemon up, it felt like I was grinding teeth. I couldn't stand it. It was so slow. It was so, and no matter how fast I pressed the buttons, the text, the anime, it just took too long. Just hit him. Keep hitting him.
This Unfortunately, another case where I am a turn-based boy. I like having
That's
the ability
okay.
the ability to.
I'm not judging.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
also a turn-based boy.
I
And
heard
it's also okay. It's also
listen,
okay that you have no patience.
The
Like,
first game I ever played in my
that's
life
what
was
I'm-
Sonic, and ever since it literally has been gotta go fast, just fast, keep going.
Yeah.
Jesus, like
I understand that sentiment. It took me a long time to get into turn-based RPGs because, you know, my first games were Crash and Sonic and Mario. You know, like I played a lot of platformers, so that formed what games I like to play, and I like my 2D and 3D platformers.
I get it.
yeah. And like I said, I've gotten better.
See, my thing is that I was like you guys. I started with freaking Sonic, Mario, Mega Man. Hell, if you want to think about it, I even
Based.
played Streets of Rage, freaking Golden
Hell
Axe.
yeah.
Like, those were the games that I started with. But then I ran into Final Fantasy when I got to, 10? And then I found out about turn-based.
My first Final Fantasy game was when I was 12 years old. No, flip that. I was probably around 14 years old, and I was playing FF12. That was my first game. I played 1 hour. I fell asleep because it was all desert. And I went, I'm tired. Can I also stay? I don't like desert areas. They make me tired.
Oh no.
I
think I'm with you on that one too.
I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really like because it's just you unless you're Sonic, you cannot
But
do
also,
a lot with
even
a
Sonic
desert.
desert stages. I don't like Sandopolis. I don't like Oil Ocean, really. I just don't like the aesthetic. The only one that's okay is Mirage Saloon because it has that sick song and a lot of really vibrant colors. But I just don't. When I see that much beige in front of me, when I see that much just sand, I'm every time.
That being said, I am praying to every god in the universe that the Sandland game
I
is
hope
good.
so.
Oh, the Sandland. Here's the thing: when the core concept of it is, you're in this desert land, Sandland is prophecy, and I'm interested in the story and the world and the characters.
Yeah.
That'll get me through
I just
it.
I really like what I'm seeing about the game, but I'm just so nervous about it because it's a license game at the end of the day. I'm like, this could be bad. It's Bandai. I'm like, this could be bad.
Kakarot is fun until you get to the point where you have to grind or something, and then it becomes this isn't. Yeah, this is whatever.
This sucks.
Kakarot to me was actually something similar you're saying to about Palworld, whereas I feel like Kakarot added so much shit to the gameplay that I'm just I get lost. What are all these fucking
the difference
features?
though is that they added a lot to the.
I know it's worse than Palworld.
They added a lot to the gameplay, but you really don't have to do it in Kakarot. Palworld, you kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not calling Palworld bad. I'm not saying that inherently itself is bad. I just think it's a lot. But my what I was gonna say was it's just all of that stuff put together. I'm just a very fickle gamer. I seek instant gratification. I seek something like grinding for a path to just be stronger. For me, I look at fighting. The reason why, one of the main core reasons why turn-based doesn't really hook to me is that I literally look at it and I go, hey, if I was in an alleyway fighting a guy, I'm going to want to keep punching him, not wait for him to hit me after I hit him. That's not,
But
once
that's
again,
you trying to put logic into a video
that's
game.
my point, though, is that my brain seeks to just hit things.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I just for me, it's I always had an affinity for turn-based just because I like having that ability to think and plan out what I want to do in my turn.
That's why Kingdom Hearts gripped me as a kid. Kingdom Hearts was oh my god, it's the character and story of an RPG with Disney characters, and it's not turn-based. I can just swing and hit. Oh my god. And I loved it. And it was 2002. And I was a mere boy. And now I'm a man. And I'm still fucking playing it. And I'm looking at the man who made it going, why? Why are you still doing it? When will it end? What the fuck?
Why did you set me on fire?
And he goes, that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be the end of the Xehanort saga. Oh.
No.
I was so
I thought that was
close.
finished.
So like Kingdom Hearts fucking had me. Kingdom Hearts had me at, oh, you know, when that first note of the opening, that that it had me instantly. I was yeah, it fucking had me, dude. I love that shit. And like I can't overstate it enough. Like I think the whole war, and it led to FF16 getting a lot of shit like RPG, and I think people just need to stop looking at RPGs as what combat mechanic or what fucking gameplay mechanic in general makes it an RPG, and just think, am I playing a role in this game? Do I feel like I am like in the character's shoes? Do I feel like I'm getting like a really good character story from it? Then you're playing a role-playing game. You're playing an RPG. like I feel like people need to just step back from
Also,
their
like,
high horse
also,
when it
like, you
comes to
can't
that
really
stuff.
make a determination about that with Final Fantasy, since Final Fantasy also, as a series, employs different gameplay styles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, is that like while most of the games kind of played around with the turn-based as a core, like, you know, 13 does a lot of weird stuff, but it's still vaguely turn-based, and FF15 and 16 were kind of like the biggest departures from the turn-based mechanic, you know, before FF7R, of course, as well. It's like it still did a lot of random mechanics throughout the series. So it just like that argument was just insane to me. And it's just insane in general with RPGs. Like it's fine. Just let people I'm glad that there's a variation, honestly, because otherwise it'd be like almost a gate-kept series, because maybe I would have never gotten into it if it stayed exactly as it was. You know, but I played 13 for a bit, and I actually liked 13. I was playing it again recently, and I'm like, yeah, I like 13. Even though it is Hallway Simulator 2013, but
You would be one of the few people that actually like it.
no, I know that there's a circle. I've seen a lot of people talk about liking it. Like there's every game has. Also, Brandon, I have to remind you of the cycle with Final Fantasy of this game fucking sucks. 14, the next game comes out. You know, I was too hard on it. I think it was fine. Every game. It's gonna happen with 17. 17's gonna come out and they're gonna be like, this sucks. But hey, 16. They kind of had something going. Like, every game in the franchise, Brandon, is that way. And 13 has it, too. People saw 15 and they went, you know, 13 was, like, fine, I guess. You know, like, it's weird. It's a weird thing with Final Fantasy.
I mean, I thought both of them were terrible, but that's me.
No, listen, there are people that are actually objective about it and kind of realize that, like, both games have, like, serious flaws. Like, the reason why I like 13 is a lot of, like, just personal stuff where it's like, hey, it hit me at the right time in my life for me to like enjoy the characters. I enjoyed the music.
Okay,
I enjoyed the ambience, you know. Some of the mechanics in it, like the stagger system was carried into other games, and I love the stagger system. I love staggering bosses and shit. That shit's fun as hell.
Oh no, yeah, 13. I will give 13 the gold for being able to come up with a system that was actually universally loved. Well, I can't even say it was universally loved. It's now used in more games, and now it's loved. And I used to tell people like, hey, so you know where that came from? It's like, which
and
one?
If I'm being
13?
honest with you, again, the music is really I like 13's music. I do. And I maybe not every track, but that's like any game with me. But like the combat music is like nostalgic to me. Like it's in there. It's deep in my fucking bones. But yeah, no, like it's RPGs are a weird fucking thing. But anyway, it's been a good podcast. We've gone for a while. We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
No, I don't agree. In fact, I think we should. No,
Lucas wants to
I'm
talk
kidding.
about the heat death of the universe again.
Well, yeah, actually, it's really interesting because, like, if you really think about it, when it happens,
It's gonna
like,
be hot.
what the fuck are we gonna do?
That, like,
I guess just suck our thumbs.
I know this is
guess.
gonna sound like a tangent, but I literally only have one sentence to say.
I'm not
about
gonna
this.
go off on this anymore.
I only have one sentence to say about this. I fucking love those videos where it's like on Twitter where it's like a world-ending circumstance video, and it's like, what would you do? And I'm like, I'd probably just die.
Yeah. My favorite was I saw one where it's like the planet in the sky, and I'm like, what would you do? And I got, well, we'd be dead if it's that close.
Yeah, it's like I think I would just die. Like if I'm gonna be real with you, Chief, I don't think I would really have much of a choice.
I don't even think I'd be like, I'd spend the last minutes with the ones I love. No, I'd probably just be. I'd be like, oh shit, and then I'd be dead.
I'd be eating like a hamburger or something.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
just like,
I'd
oh
probably
shit.
jerking off. I'd be jerking off and look out my window like, oh man, that's gonna put a fucking damper on this ejaculation.
Quick, come on the planet.
I gotta finish.
It's insane.
Anyway, this has been a cursed podcast.
This has been very cursed. Thank you guys for watching the Push Up Buttons content.
We're back to content.
Thanks for watching the Push Up Buttons podcast. It's been a great time. Hope you enjoyed listening to it. If you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you can see more videos from us. We are going to be live streaming a lot of stuff in February, as well as when does this come out?
Next week.
Next week?
Oh no!
So it won't be February yet. Okay. So yeah, we will be streaming again in February. So keep your eyes posted for that. Yeah, keep your eyes posted for that. And then hit that bell icon to be notified when we upload and when we stream. I'll start off with the personal outros. I'm Days for Days. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube as well. I plan to start doing uploading content and live streaming both on YouTube and Twitch again, so you can actually find me on Twitch as well as Days for Days. Link is in the description below to my main account. And I do art. I have my commissions open. You can get a commission as low as $30 for just a simple full body portrait of your character. And hey, it includes a background and transparent version as well as a close-up icon of that same image, so you can put it as your profile pic or something, and that's all for $30. And there's even more than that at higher dollar amounts, so please take a look at my Ko-fi.com account. I'm gonna probably have them put it in the description as well, because I really need money, so please commission now. In the arms of an angel. That's me. I'm in need right now. Next.
Hi everyone, it's me, Lucas. I have a channel called Palpop. I do game streams there. You can check me out there. I'm not gonna even attempt to say what I'll be playing this week because I don't know when this is gonna go up. Well, I mean, it's gonna go up like sometime next week, so I won't really know yet. But you check me there. I usually post stream schedules every Monday on the community tab and also on my Twitter at @LScribbleShack @Palpop. I'll post it there. I'll also post artwork there as well. In the process of this podcast, I was actually working on art. And I was going to say really quick, it was art of Glitchtrap and a little other goober from Help Wanted 2 that I don't want to spoil. But why does Glitchtrap have the worst fucking eyebrows ever? How the fuck do you draw these? Sorry. But yeah, that'll get posted eventually. And I also have an Instagram that's just @Palpop with except the O's or zeros. So that's it for me.
Guess I'll go. Hey, this is Brandon again, also known as Capri. You can find me on, I'm still calling it Twitter. Fuck X. And you can find me on Twitter at Capri. So see you there. I've been posting more recently because I've felt like it.
Links to all those goobers are in the description below, so make sure you check them all out. And it even includes the links to the other goobers who weren't here, like Phil and Steve. So make sure you check them out as well. I'm Bottles. You are on my channel, so I don't have to really pimp out that much. But what I will pimp out is that starting next week from when this podcast goes up, we're going to start streaming again. Essentially the week after. But this Friday, from when this podcast hits, will be the grand return of the daily uploads, so you will get a video every Monday and Friday, and then you also get streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and shorts on Saturday, Sunday, so make sure you tune in for that shit. I should be coming back with, we're doing a Connect-a-thon, where me and Pete are going to be playing Connect games, and then we're also I'm going to be continuing FNAF Help Wanted 2, and then probably on Thursday, it's more than likely going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. That is what I think the stream schedule is going to be. So make sure you tune into that. And then on Friday, this coming Friday, February 2nd, we will be uploading the first video of 2024, the first official video of 2024, which will be the beginning of the new retrospective, the Crash Bandicoot retrospective, and it will be doing a review of Crash 1. So make sure you tune in for that, hit that bell so you don't miss it, and also you can become a channel member to see everything early, so you get to see it when I finish it instead of when it's scheduled to come out.
EBDB.
EBDB. And with that...
Giggity giggity.
Oh my god. Stick around. No. And with that, I'm Bottles.
I'm Pete.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Lucas.
And we bid you, our well-esteemed guests, adieu.